Last time on The Tomorrow Show. Should Logan Paul be forgiven and find out if you have the right man syndrome? Oprah wouldn't make the best president, and you don't F around with Deborah Messing. Oh, oh.
New media, the final frontier. These are the broadcasts of The Tomorrow Show. Its mission, to befriend fellow nocturnals, escapists, and dreamers. Not to mention angry loners, the socially inept, and those with Peter Pan syndrome. To boldly go where no broadcast has gone before. The Tomorrow Show with Kevin Undergaro. Your overnight broadcast featuring one celebrity boyfriend's midlife crisis, millennials in Star Trek costumes, and so much more. The underdog's best friend. And all you need is a smartphone or access to the internet. Here's the captain of your tomorrow, Kevin Undergaro.
You see, you hear a song like this, Rox, and you know it's a Thursday night on The Tomorrow Show. Right? This is a Thursday night song. Roxy Stryer over at The Tomorrow Show bar.
Hi, Kev.
I was just about to text a friend of ours from Floribama. I know you and I do the Floribama after show.
Is it Morgan?
It is not Morgan. It's Candace.
Oh, a friend from the actual show.
Oh, yeah. You know how we roll.
Pimp Fried Rice.
Pimp Fried Rice.
AfterBuzz host as well.
I have a big idea for her, so I want to lay it on her.
Wow, damn.
But not in, the old Hollywood way of laying it on her. There's something interesting today. I heard one radio host said, actually it was podcast host, on Anthony Cumia's show. A shout out to Anthony Cumia's show, the A&A show, which really isn't the
It's just
A&A
A
show.
right now.
Christian Blatt over on the guest couch tonight. Hello, sir. Thank
Hello,
you for
and
great guests.
shout out to Compound Media where Anthony has a show.
That's right. And someone said something, I think it was something like, everything before 1999 is okay.
I don't disagree with that. I love that idea.
It was just a different world and a different set of rules. So everything that was done before 99 is okay. And then you're grandfathered in. You're fine.
I love this.
Zach, over at the Just Plain Zach. Zach, over from AfterBuzz, is sitting in at the social media desk. Zach does the Vanderpump Rules after show at AfterBuzz. And later tonight, we're going to have Lala Kent on, friend of the show. And, of course, her now out-of-the-closet boyfriend. Am I wording that correctly without making him sound gay?
Not at all. You 100% made him sound gay.
Okay, so he's very straight. And I don't know if I can say his name. I can say, you're right, it's out there. It's Randall Emmett, who's a friend of ours, been on the show many times, and one of my best friends out in Hollywood here. And anyway, so Zach, you're in to help us for later with Lala. Thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm glad I was born before 1999.
Well, so I'm saying, yeah. So I guess, but wait, if we molested him, that's still a crime.
Well, is there like the 7 years?
Well, no, because the molestation would happen in 2018, it's not okay.
But no, Rox, you can't. It's not about the 7-year statute of limitations.
It's just the 99?
It's because everyone's going down. But I do think that, hey, if you were inappropriate before 99, then it's okay. That does make sense. So it was a different world.
So now we're screwed molesting him.
Laura
but prior.
Negrasso.
You wouldn't need to molest me, though. Like, I'm pretty...
Right?
I'll give it up.
so he
Good for Zach.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, look how he's dressed. He's asking for it.
Yeah.
There you go. I want it.
Yeah, well, see? He wanted it.
Yeah.
He was asking for it. Lauren Negrasso. So in 98, Lauren, you're working for me, and I give you one of these, like, hey, Toots, looking good today, and a little pat on the bum, as you leave the office. So before 99, I'm okay? Or...
Totally fine. 98 was a safe year. America Online had just come to fruition. We were all good.
Yeah, so we didn't know any better.
In 1998, that was called a Christmas bonus. You know,
Yeah.
You were lucky to get
a
that.
pat on that, a nice Italian rump.
Yeah.
Right? Like, all good. Right?
That's just us being paisanos.
And just like my boss, oh my God, he's so funny.
He's hilarious.
Oh, the good old days. Bonjour, Juliette. Comment ça va?
Bonjour, bonjour. I have to say, I do miss Creepy Boss as well. We had
Oh,
some
I
good
miss him
times.
so
Oh my, you
much.
guys,
This
like,
windowsill is lost
so
without him.
Zach, we used to play Creepy Boss here, and Christian played Lame Supervisor.
Yeah.
So when they would go complain to him, he would usually dodge the questions. He was great. He covered for Matt Lauer. Did just what he was supposed to do.
Installed the button.
Totally, yeah.
If Lame Supervisor had been at NBC, Matt Lauer would still be on the Today Show today. Guaranteed.
Well, I think even, but here's the thing, Christian. I think with this new rush, the Lame Supervisors are all crushed too. I think everybody better pack up and run. But Creepy Boss used to be on the show, and he tried to help a lot of these pretty young women with their careers. Now they obviously don't want the help anymore.
Yeah.
Great mentor.
Right? Why are you laughing, Roxy? Obviously, you don't want my help anymore. That's fine.
Kevin, I always wanted Creepy Boss. Creepy Boss would not come help me. No one would help me.
Here's the thing: she wore today the. I'm going to forbid that anymore. I don't want to see that outfit on you in person. Not anymore. I can't.
What was it, Kev?
It's the one time in like 9 or 10 years.
I still have an under.
I've ever had impure thoughts for Roxy. Just for like
Still
briefly.
have an- I still have
I
an
don't want
under
to
a
look
little
at
bit.
it. It's just weird.
Can you see?
No, I'm not looking.
Not you. I'm talking to the people.
Have the people see.
Can you guys see? My
For the
leotard?
iTunes listener, Roxy is wearing a really, really sexy Batman top.
It's basically a bathing suit,
It's
what she's
basically-
wearing.
yes.
It's basically
Kevin is staring into the sky, just trying to pretend like none of this is happening.
Take out the word basically. It is a bathing suit. Shout out to Black Milk Clothing for sending it to me. I have a lot of these. I have a Wonder Woman. I've got a Spidey. I've got.
Well, maybe it's because my affection for
Batman.
but it's like, what? Who is that? Oh, Jesus Christ! So
What
this
about
is the
that?
second time I've seen it, and it just
I'm
doesn't
so sorry.
sit well with me.
I had a really
we
I
had
had
it
an
everywhere
audition
else.
today.
I want your brand. I want it all
Thank
to go to
you.
the moon. And like I always say, if you're not going to slice throats or sleep with someone to make it, and I mean this very seriously, then you have to take advantage of every other. It's like MMA fighting. Every little extra edge you can use, so you have to use. So yeah, you're beautiful and you've got great assets. So
He literally cannot look at me while he's saying this. Like he's staring at Christian delivering this monologue to me. It's amazing.
Anyway,
I love you too, Kevin.
needless to say. Anyway, so. But yeah, you guys didn't want Creepy Boss. He doesn't fit. But isn't it funny, Christian? Creepy Boss was fine just like 8 months ago.
It wasn't that long ago. Everybody was fine with Creepy Boss.
Yeah, it was like,
was a fan
you know how
favorite.
Creepy Boss is.
And
Yeah.
now time's up, Creepy Boss. Time's up.
Or like Creepy Boss, he's like that. But guess what? Like, when it comes to Christmas time, like they always have the one thing. Yeah, but like, that one time where my boyfriend walked out on me, or my mother was sick, he did X, Y, and Z, or, when I needed a call to get a job, he was right there. I mean, I feel like the good Creepy Boss always has the...
He gave my kids box seats to the Dodger game. What
yes.
a nice guy.
He's got like you...
The protective insurance, the scam insurance.
Well, even a lot of the mean bosses in Hollywood do that. CorollaDrinks.com, even though... we really have to talk to them about because it's Mangria Monday and I'm fine, but Thursday I like beer, and I don't have any IPA rent.
Yeah, last time I spoke to them, they were saying that they were running low on their supplies because of their brewery.
Killing me.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm back onto the other.
You know what
I'm back onto the other stuff.
You know what us millennials do? And maybe this is a bad thing to say about our sponsors who we love so much.
What?
We Twitter shame people till they give us what we want. That's what the millennials do.
I wouldn't do that to Mr. Corolla though, because he's the anti-millennial.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't want to go there with him. But what was? Oh, he was saying how like the Ellens of the world, and Christian, you know this from working in television, like that. Working for them, they're like Gestapos, but they'll send you on the big giant vacation, or they'll give you the unbelievable, the bag or the present or whatever. And I was like, no, I don't do any of that. But I'm not going to break your balls either. You just, So, but I always find that along with Creepy Boss, the mean bosses, they'll do those big things that a lot of them will. Then there's ones who are just completely ruthless and despicable. Yeah. And again, Lauren, it's the what?
Kiss of perfection.
There's the great supervillains of this world. Interesting. Wow. It's we're going to get into the news early on. Not just yet. Maria and her the Illuminati of this neighborhood. Recently, just a few doors down, one of the house, Kyle Richards, house was broken into, and Game 7 of the World Series, Christian, who was the Dodger, he lives in our neighborhood. Did you hear this story? He was broken in. He's playing Game 7.
I didn't know that a Dodger lived in your neighborhood. No.
Yeah, so we're just getting croaked the last year and a half. So now, like, Maria is just her Illuminati force. They're text connected, but they're just driving up to people saying, leave, leave, leave. So there was a couple of gentlemen in the neighborhood.
Yasiel Puig.
Oh, Yasiel Puig.
Thank you.
I didn't realize he was
robbed.
Nailed it.
So he got he got robbed into the club. You can get sexed into our club, you can get beaten in, and apparently you can get robbed in. So he got robbed into the neighborhood group.
God, that sucks.
Yeah. So we saw there was two guys, big guys, that were going door to door during the rain in pitch black, dark out. And so I'm like, okay. So we got in the car and we tailed them. And they go down, there's a CVS, and I swear they all congregate. It's like Legion of Doom headquarters. They all hang down there. And finally, the guy ended up coming up to me. And he got into it with me. And
you were minding your own business? He
knew. No,
you?
He knew because evil knows. That's why they usually dodge the punch, unfortunately. I'll tell you, the Star Trek line, evil usually triumphs unless good is very, very careful. Because generally, you ever notice how like the stalker always, most of the time, dodges the bullet? They dodge the big one. They know. You think they're crazy. Oh my God, he's mentally ill or she's mentally ill. But then somehow they always know exactly when. Even a lot of the people who talk to themselves and they're screaming at the top of the lungs in the street. But you notice how they all of a sudden you see them operate completely normal, whether it's making a purchase or a transaction.
I always thought that's because the sane part took over for a minute.
You'd like to think so. You'd like to think so. Anyway, I mean, listen, not saying that, yes, there's some people that, out there, but I do think that I question, again, like with a stalker and all, why is it that they're so smart at the chess game? So anyway, a criminal, no, he knew. So he came up to confront me and he tried to play on the white man's guilt. And he said, I know what you're doing. He's like, I'm just I'm an ex-con and I'm selling magazines and, this is, black man can't get a chance. You just stopped me because I'm black. And I said, sir, with all due respect, you could be polka dotted. You could be green with antenna. I don't care. I said, I'm stopping you. We've had multiple robberies in the neighborhood. And then he started chirping over me again. And I said, and I heard him out, which was that I was a racist and whatever. And I said, well, you might be happy to know that it's white people and black people who are doing the robberies, which is true. It's been equal opportunity. We're very diverse here in this city, which is nice.
United Nations.
Yeah. So and I said, and just a few days ago, you can Google it. There was and I said, and I'm sorry. And then finally I said, well, you're not really, he kept saying the same line. I said, well, that's great. You keep telling this story that because you're black, you're going to be looked down upon and you're not going to have a chance in this world. And I'm like, and I didn't want to go all Tony Robbins with him, but I said, well, see, that's the story you keep saying, but you keep putting that out there, and that's the story you're going to live. So you're never going to get a chance. I said, but you're not listening to me. I said, I can Google right now and show you 3 houses down that we were robbed, 3 houses down from where you're standing. So, and I can also show you where the suspects have been black, white, Latino. So,
Kevin, are you not worried about getting just decked?
No, because I'm Popeye at this point. That's all I can stand. I can't stand no more.
What's your spinach?
Huh? Diet Coke. Or a Bud Light. You know what? I'm just enough now. Enough. I'd rather go do the time. Like, I can't live like this. I can't live in fear. I can't live like, So
if you
and great, Maximus wants to bite. We have plenty of guns here, and I'm by the way, I'm not anti-gun, but I'm definitely anti like the big machine guns and all the nonsense. But you see the need for a shotgun or a pistol. At this point, I mean, it's just it's crazy. If you knew the amount of break-ins in the last 2 years, we've got to take the power back. It's funny because I have an old. We have someone who was big in the FBI, retired, and now he just does like private estates, like for the big celebrities. And we're fortunate to have he and his wife, because they're very highly decorated law enforcement people on the street. So they always will tell us what the truth is. But he's just like, listen, we need a landmark shooting, meaning we have to shoot somebody. But he's like, but it's funny. So this guy's telling me how innocent he is, and sure enough, when I got the pictures to the people from the FBI, they're like, no, they've been doing this for a year.
Wow.
Sometimes they say they're movers. Sometimes they say they're selling magazines. Sometimes they, but confidence of the devil. Talk about no blinking. No blinking. Looking me right in the eye and being like, no. And I think when I was younger, he would have gotten me on the white man's guilt. I would have gotten like, oh, blah, blah, blah. But I was like, no, stop. That's not going to work. So, but anyway.
Kevin, if you didn't have Maria to protect, would you just not even give a shit?
I'd probably have them in for beers. Like, listen, how do we do this the right way, guys? How do we
I can't.
let's figure it out. No, there's gotta be. Can we create it? Can we change this to a 501c3, a nonprofit? Can we do? Maybe we do a criminal podcast. Where you talk about your criminal enterprises, and we make some real money, and everybody wins.
Do you acknowledge?
That's why I'm never worried about being kidnapped or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, Maria, I would be. She's like, we were watching. What's the movie? The John Paul Getty movie.
All the money in the world.
And she was like, oh my God, I would do this. I'd be picking up clues, and I know she would. And she would escape. And she go, well, yeah, what would you be doing? I'm like, becoming their friends? All right, how do we work
You
this?
acknowledge that's sick and twisted a little, Kev?
Listen,
Just
I
curious.
I know what they're going through. So I would never be worried about being abducted because of it, guys. I've been there. I get it. I know what, but here, let's play this out. This is what's going to happen. It generally doesn't end well, but let's figure out how it can end well. Take me to an ATM machine. I'll give you everything I have, and you'll never see me again. I won't give two fucks, and I'll look them right in the eye, and I'll say, if I say so, that's that. You want to do a blood oath? We'll do a blood oath. Go about your business. You got lucky. You got one, and then later in life, if you find God, look me up, and we'll go from there.
Oh, boy.
Hey, what would Rick... See, I wish Sean Waltman were here, X-Pac, because what would Ric Flair do? That's what I say to Maria all the time. What would Ric Flair do? That's what Ric Flair would do. He'd sweet-talk them. He would, he'd work the deal. Listen.
Kevin, I have a complete question about All the Money in the World. Did you see it?
I did.
Wait, this is a random and not about the pay disparity that we will get into.
But it's very telling of again, it seems cliche, guys, but why money does not buy happiness.
Yes.
And if you look into the story, Zach, did you see it?
All the Money in the World?
Yes.
I did.
So
fucking amazing.
Did you like it?
I did. I saw it with my mom, and I was like, you better not let them kidnap me.
Yeah, well, Maria kept saying the whole time,
like,
she's
we
like,
don't got money.
She's like, if it were me, I would figure it. I'm like, I know, Maria, I know. You would negotiate. You would figure it out. I get it. But Christian, did you see it?
I have not had a chance to see it yet, unfortunately.
Okay, so good.
Okay, so this is a development question for you. Did you guys see the trailer for the FX show Trust?
No, but it's similar, right?
Similar to the
It's
point
based
where
on-
the lines are the same, the looks are the same, it looks exactly the same.
Happens all the time in
How-
Hollywood.
How did this happen?
All the time.
Do they not know each other
Christian
in
will speak to
production?
this. 2 Wyatt Earps.
2 Christopher Columbus movies, 2 giant asteroids hit the Earth movies.
Yeah, and almost around the same time because it's one of those things, Rox, like someone probably developing it for years.
You think the
And
TV
then
show or the movie?
Either one. And then the other one is like moves ahead and they go, oh my God, shit, we got to, and then it's the race.
But do you think that ever you should just pull the plug? Like, is it worth continuing to put the money into it?
Nope. It's worth it. Listen, your boyfriend Ben is a fan of Tombstone. I'm a fan of Wyatt Earp.
So for the teach, they're on, and one's a TV show, so it is
There's
different.
always, that's why even in business too, it's like, how many, the civilian in business, the civilian says, okay, so let's say we have an idea for a healthy version of Mexican food that's also quick and easy to consume. A civilian will say to yourself, oh, that's a genius idea, but too bad they have a Chipotle. But a samurai or a non-goy, so we separate everything here, Jews and goys. Are you goy?
Yes.
Yeah, so you'll,
I had to think about it for a minute.
Did you have to
Been in
ask
Hollywood too long.
Listen, life's a struggle. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's still a little harder. But so for a goy, the goy response is, oh, shoot, someone came up with a Chipotle, and now, we can't come up with it. But a Jew or a samurai says, thank you, Chipotle, for showing us the business model, and we will absolutely replicate that, and we'll do a little better. So like I always say, take Coke and make Pepsi. That's why they put that logo. Take Lexus take Cadillac, that's a better example, make Lexus, which is even better product. So no, like I never think that is preventative. There's, it's actually smarter business. The biggest problem we've had at AfterBuzz, guys, is we're the Coca-Cola. We're first of all, the first after show network, but we were the first actual just pure online broadcast network. We weren't ESPN that was doing terrestrial products, then moving into digital. Like we're the first ones that, and we're not YouTube who's taking other people's content, but to produce our own. We were the first, and then the first after show network on top of it. So we never had anyone to copy, and it continues to this day to haunt us. We had a long meeting today about our web site. That the crippling thing about AfterBuzz is the bigger it gets, the more expensive it gets to run, the harder it gets to run. And again, I'm like, God, what other websites can we look at and to figure out an infrastructure that works? And like, there's none out there that are putting out, 200 some odd shows a week that they're producing in-house. So it's great that we were the first and all that stuff. But traditionally, listen, Netflix wasn't the first. Facebook wasn't the first, right? MySpace was the first, right?
Was even
Friendster,
before
yeah.
that.
Friendster even before that, Scamster. So, you know what I mean?
Great
So
scam.
the thing is, like, it's smarter business. So, no, there's always enough room for it. How many Elvis movies? How
Do you
many,
think they really hurt each other, though, especially the second one?
No.
Do you think it would actually make it more popular?
No, because you probably wouldn't even be bringing this up to me right now.
That's true.
So it was a nice hors d'oeuvre and entry, and I think they'll get a lot deeper because if you read the true story, it's even worse. It's even worse.
That's
It's
what the
even
show was making
worse.
it look like.
It's worse. I mean, what happens to the kid who loses his ear afterwards is not good. The father who's in the wheelchair and who's like the junkie, his journey
Gets worse.
and then better. It's an incredible journey. Like he
Really?
goes on such an arc, and I don't want to give it away, but it's actually beautiful. But in the movie, they only have enough time to see him as some junkie in a wheelchair. Quite the contrary. Margaret Thatcher went and visited him, Christian, when he hit the skids as an alcoholic. He had a couple of bouts in rehab, and he was beloved, especially in Europe. Ireland and England, he gave a ton of money to them. He set up a lot of amazing things. So the story, there's a lot more. And so this just may have been the introductory hors d'oeuvre. If there were 2 series, okay. But no, no, we're fine. And listen, Rox, the way things come and go, it's not like when Christian and I grew up, Zach, you're a lot younger, but like a movie would come out and it would have a shelf life of like 20 years.
Yeah.
Really?
We would be talking about, there just weren't as many movies. So, think of all the movies that stuck, Christian.
I'm still talking about Tron.
Right? Okay,
Yeah.
see, there you go. Like, but now, like, think about it. We're all in the moment, and by next year, I mean, look at so Avatar for us, had that come out 30 years ago, we would still be talking about it. But next, we're just fast, rapid. We have more stuff coming out, and our attention spans aren't the same, and so yeah. So
It's
I
like
think
try and name a best picture from each of the last 5 years. You probably can't do it.
No.
You can't even get like one nominee.
No, they just come and go. It's made it to the point where I advise writers to switch your writing over to series, because I feel like The Wire or Breaking Bad are much more top of mind, even though they were done years ago, than say, one of these movies you would equally respect. I just feel like, so I think this movie, the Getty movie, another year or 2, 3 years, you won't be thinking about it, but this series Trust could still be going.
Yeah.
So, needless to say. But man, money does not buy happiness, that's for sure. And I know that sounds like a cliche, but God.
I know. I was thinking that during the whole movie too. Just like that, you always have talked to me, Kevin, about how people say like, I will be happy once I book this, or I will be happy when I get this. And it's like, no, you won't. You won't be happy then.
No.
Unless you're happy as a person.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think, and we get that a lot at AfterBuzz. A lot of the kids who come in and like, oh, I'll be happy if, and I'm like, no, you got to find happiness now, and then you'll be playing with the house's money. Then everything will be easy. Stephen Weber from Wings was over at AfterBuzz today with Ileana Douglas. So shout out to her podcast. I Blame Dennis Hopper, which, by the way, she blames Dennis Hopper because Dennis Hopper got her dad into the Easy Rider biker lifestyle, and her father basically like surrendered their upper middle class lifestyle, and she went from that to being like impoverished. And it's so funny that her father recently passed, and it's still like troubling her. We were talking about it today, but it was so great to see Steven Weber from Wings over there, and it was funny. Just as I came off fixing our roof, and I'm like, I don't know a lot of CEOs who go up and fix roofs, Roxy. But
I would say there aren't any.
I don't think there are many.
I think that's why you don't know them.
Thing or
I definitely think it's a good thing, Kevin.
All right, listen. I know Lala is getting herself dressed. Brief discussion. Roxy, someone said, do you want to be smart or funny?
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
On the radio, smart or funny? It depends how smart. If you're saying the smartest person or the funniest person, or if it's just like casually smart, casually funny.
I don't know. Now you messed it up.
It's got to be the smartest person in the world or the funniest person in the world.
Okay, that's a scam.
And I would choose, at first I thought smartest, but now I think funniest. I think that being too smart, like you always talk about, can actually screw you.
Yeah, Zach, it's a problem because you sometimes don't. How can you be wrong if you're that smart? Sure. That's what happens to a lot of smart people. You see, like they get rigid in their thinking because they can't possibly be wrong.
Tiffany Haddish, a super funny comedian that we saw on Girls Trip, she said that make people laugh and they will always love you. And so that was always her motivation. She just wanted to be popular, so she would always crack jokes.
And who doesn't? You're right.
Yeah.
See, that just did for me. I'm going to be way more popular if I'm funny.
Way more popular.
Right? Christian, smart or funny?
Oh, definitely funny. Nobody wants to be Stephen Hawking.
No.
He's the smartest guy in the world.
It's funny. Back to Anthony Cumia, you know what they were saying today? They're like, wait, how do we know if that's even him? And that's not a recording.
Oh, I love that idea.
And then he was like, and you know what? He's like, all his conclusions are, if you notice, are like the world's going to end. The world, because he's miserable. He wants the world to end. He's sick of his life in a wheelchair. Zach, smart or funny?
Funny. Nobody likes smart people. They're obnoxious.
Oh my God, spoken
Absolutely.
like a millennial. I love it. Although Zach, you might be Gen
it.
Z.
No, I think I'm like right at the end of millennials.
End of millennial. Wow, poor Stephen.
I made it before Gen Z.
Lauren, smart or funny?
Funny.
Wow.
Easy.
Juliette, intelligent or no?
No, funny all the way.
Okay, then I'm back to smart.
Okay, because you got to be different.
But now you're the only smart one. Yeah.
Got to be
Because
different.
if you guys are all the funniest person in the world, are you
Gotta
crazy?
be
But like
different.
Kevin said, if we're funny, we're probably pretty smart. We might not be the smartest person in the world.
Listen, Adam Carolla, our beloved sponsor, super smart guy. Howard Stern, super smart guy. I mean, Dennis Miller, who Christian partners with. Christian, what's the podcast?
Oh, it's called Red Circle Sports. It just started this week. It's Tuesdays over at Podcast One. Our friend Norm Pattis, Podcast One, and just Dennis and I just kind of looking at the main headlines from sports from the past week.
I love it. Yeah, he's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
But again, super smart guy.
Absolutely.
So then there's that smart, and then there's Curly from Three Stooges, funny, which I don't think he was very.
Okay, but if you could be Bill Gates, then he's probably not very funny. Steve Jobs, not very funny.
I'd rather be Bill Burr than Bill Gates.
I think everybody's on.
You'd rather be Bill Burr than
so
Bill
funny.
Gates?
Yeah.
I would rather be Bill Gates.
Yeah, okay, Bill Gates
wanna
a
have
lot
his
of
money.
money, but
No, I'd
listen,
rather be him. Think about the things you could fucking invent.
Do you want to have that haircut?
But Bill Burr drinking his beers, lots of fun, got his pretty wife, his new kid. I don't know.
I would rather be Bill Gates.
All right, well, listen, I've said too much and then again too little. What do you guys? Should we get Lala in? Go to the break, get Lala in here, and then then we'll do the news
Yeah,
with
let's do it.
Lala.
Yeah.
Lala. Okay, and we're gonna Lala. We're gonna get.
So French.
We're gonna be right back with Lala Kent. If you're a fan of Vanderpump Rules, also we will be doing news. Right, we're gonna be talking about more pay disparities in Hollywood, and then a couple more people went down. Right, our own Stan Lee. Right, is he?
I can't imagine he can even harass anyone at this age, but that's the story. Yeah.
But doesn't he get the pre-99 pass?
I mean, he's 99 years old, so he should get to do whatever he wants.
Right.
It didn't happen for Dustin Hoffman, so I don't know if Stan Lee gets it.
I feel like Dustin Hoffman's a young 80.
And Stan
Does that
Lee's an
make
old
sense?
95.
Yeah, it does.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, by the way, listen, sociologists will say there's old age and then there's old age. And old age is late 80s and beyond. And they say that there's a real difference in terms of thinking and attitude. And so, anyway, just saying. Zach, your thoughts?
I think Dustin Hoffman didn't make the cut because he's still relevant to like millennials. I don't.
Oh my God,
I've
Stanley
heard
is not relevant to millennials.
I mean,
I'll die.
Have a lot
I'm
of
sure I've
millennials-
heard the
have
name.
a lot of millennials seen Tootsie?
I've heard the name. but
Yeah,
don't know
I
his
love
face.
Tootsie.
All right. I sit corrected.
And what would you know? So Zach, what would you know Dustin Hoffman from?
Meet the Parents, Meet the Fockers.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Graduate.
God forbid you start
You,
graduate.
but Lauren, that's advanced. That's
Yeah.
gotta be your
Lauren,
parents.
I knew
you
even
aged
Brett
yourself
wouldn't know
so
that
much.
You know what? Someone young like Brand Pinvidic, past guest of the show, would probably not know the graduate.
No,
He
no.
has
I
no
think so.
idea about
No.
that.
You have to be
Yeah,
old like me.
He's more of a Fokker.
Definitely not a Marcia Brady.
That is
guy.
so true, Christian.
You guys, we'll be back with Lala Kent and some news.
The moment I wake up, before I
Put on my
makeup, I say a little prayer for
You know,
I love this song.
completely, maybe, Lala, Ken, would you say it an appropriate song?
I don't think you
To intro
I
you?
sing appropriate songs.
Let me know if I can fuck with you, boy.
I like that.
Very similar to
Listen.
this.
Right?
Okay, I just had this discussion with Roxy about sexy outfits. Lala, it's like
Yeah.
came in with,
Damn.
Damn,
Yeah.
girl, you guys are so nice to me all the time.
No, you look amazing.
I'm gonna keep you.
It's pretty easy. You make it easy to be nice to you.
it's hard.
Thank you. I love you.
God damn. It's hard because, again, I am married, but Christian corrected me, happily married. I'm a happily married man. And then I'm also, one of my best friends is your partner. So, like, I have,
Yeah.
really can't look over there. So, anyway, I just lost my audio.
Oh, damn. We still got you.
You still got
Yeah.
me?
We
Okay,
got
I
you.
can't hear anything.
You got a little unplugged. Lauren's coming to save
What,
you.
you can't hear Dionne Warwick anymore? That's a shame.
How did I lose my deal? Oh,
I
see
think
it.
you unplugged a little.
How great is this song?
Oh, it's amazing.
It's so good. She is very underrated, I think, for our generation.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with you. But that happens with most talented people.
Diana Ross.
I mean,
Nobody talks about her anymore.
Nobody.
Oh, what's a good Diana Ross song?
Tracy
Let me hear it.
Chapman. No one
my
even
God,
knows
there's
who
so
that
many.
Jay,
is.
Oh
forget
my
it. She's
God.
really pushed.
Yeah.
Anything with Diana Ross and the Supremes, I think it's my all-time
You're right.
favorite.
Bring in some Diana Ross and the Supremes. when
so
it's
Come see about
good.
me.
Baby Love.
I'm coming out of nose because that
Yeah,
belly
that's a
button
good one.
commercial
But
that
here's the
came
thing,
out.
Lala, because you're a singer.
Endless Love, so good.
Like, we forget that about you.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Yes,
I
I
sing.
love
I'm not a singer, but I sing.
You are a singer,
Wait,
Lala.
wait.
Don't be
No, but
ridiculous.
you're produced and you've done.
Yeah, I produce. I write my own stuff.
Yeah, so
and-
you're a singer. By the way, that's
Okay.
the first rule. But that's you being a reality star who's been beaten down by the business.
Yeah, that's
So I'm going to
true.
tell you something. Like, I tell kids all the time, like, oh, I'm trying to be an actor. I'm trying to be a writer. I'm trying. You are or you aren't. You know, back in the. So this guy, Joe Gear, that's our security forever. I'll never forget it. One of his many, many fights that I got to witness is the one guy had said to him, was like, yeah, he's like, back in the day, I used to be tough. And then the Joe Gear quote, which was great, is like, you're either tough or you're not.
Right.
So it's the same thing. Like, you're an actor or you're not. You're a writer or you're not. You're a singer or you're not. There is no, I'm trying to.
There is no try. There's only do. So
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. But you're in
Yoda,
LA.
my friend.
So don't do that. That's the business has done that to you, is put you in that box.
I'm so happy that you just. Every time I come here, I feel like
Get
you're
out of
my.
that box.
You bring me back to like a great place.
Well, that's
Yep,
why we
that's
say
it. Thank
I'm
you,
your
Kevin.
Jew.
Yeah, he is, and he's very
But you-
selective about who he's the Jew of.
Yeah, he has to be
But
now.
Yeah.
She also has a fantastic Jew in her corner.
Ooh. It's always
do.
important to have
That's
a good
true.
Jew.
You gotta listen.
Yeah.
You gotta have your he's more of your. I would say I'm more of your alternate Jew. He's your go-to Jew.
Yeah, I'm pretty
okay.
lucky. I don't know how we found each other, but the universe works in incredible ways, and I'm
you know
very
what?
happy.
It's a bit of an odd pairing because he's an A-list movie producer, and you would think that it would be an actor, actress, or another producer, but for him to be reality star. By the way, but I love it because if you know his Randall Emmett's personality, and we've had him on the show here, he is a firecracker. It's perfect.
It's the
I would
perfect
wish,
pair.
I would wish nothing else on him but a reality star.
Well, yeah, because no one else can handle him, and no one else can handle me.
Look at Randy.
So here we
He's
are.
the best.
My baby.
You guys are really freaking cute together.
Yeah,
Like
thank you.
We've been lucky enough to see you guys interact a couple of times. He usually
Yeah.
comes to support in the background. and
Right.
You guys are really adorable together, I will say.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
No one gets it until they see us together, and they're like, "Oh my God, I could never see you guys with anybody else."
Well,
So-
you interact very real. Like, I know that you don't pull your punches with him, and he doesn't, you guys both
I
give
know.
it to each other. And
Very good for each other.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
We
guys
keep
are.
each other in check. It's been 2 years, and it feels like it happened yesterday. So I'm happy.
And it's different
awesome.
on the show because it's quite the juxtaposition from last year when he was Mr. X or he was
Yeah.
right non grata. What do they say? Persona non grata.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Is that the term? Zach? Was he? I'm getting my Vanderpump stuff straight. Was he just not known, or was he?
No, we weren't allowed to say his name.
Yeah.
Like, there was non-disclosure agreement and everything.
You know that I feel like that was kind of there was only one NDA put out there, and that was to James Kennedy, and because he's a fucking loose cannon and says a lot of crazy things. And it was like suddenly a thing in a storyline, but hey, we made good TV. So at least I can say that now. Last season it was like crawling under a rock.
Well, when you're Randall, he has $100 million company. I mean, like, and you look at his body of work, like, people don't understand, like, this like serious stuff for him to lose.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, for him to get into this vortex. And listen, most people that get into these reality vortexes, like civilians or outsiders of the reality world, or especially guys, seem like they just get put in that blender.
Yeah, I agree.
And the guts get spit out.
People ask me about last season a lot, and I wouldn't change a thing. I would, if you were to place us in the same situation, I would do the same thing. You want to call it a liar, I call it a protector. So that's just the way I think about things. I don't regret anything that I said. I did my job as someone who loves somebody, and I wasn't just protecting him. I was protecting real life, because when Vanderpump Rules is over, which it will happen.
No, don't.
I know.
I know. That's a young man.
I live for this every Monday.
It won't happen
Don't
for
take
a
it away from me.
while.
I'm
It
going to
won't happen
rewatch
for
it.
a
When it's
while.
on Netflix, I'm going to rewatch it.
You
Just for you,
better.
Lala.
You better, baby. But no,
Oh my
this is the
God.
human that I will come home to, and that I someday will have a child or children with, and I refuse to allow anybody to mess that up.
So why did you decide finally to let it all out? Last time we spoke, it seemed like you guys were maybe never going to tell the public who he was or what was happening.
Yeah, well, for me, it was like there's no coming out because we're not Kimye, you know? It's like no one really gives a shit. So for me, I'm like, that's
I don't know.
lame.
It seems like they do. They were digging around for him for a long time. And
They were.
Because I have a lot of friends who know Randy through me, who don't know Vanderpump, who are men of business, men of industry, and they were like, "Oh my God, you see Randall's everywhere!"
Wow.
Like, so people do care. So you can't say that.
I'm humble,
Zach, do
and
you
I'm
care?
sitting down.
I care.
Zach, speak up. Do you
I
care?
was Googling. I was like trolling your Twitter feed. I was trying to find him.
At what point did you
Wow,
figure it
that's
out
so
as a
crazy.
fan? When did
Well,
you
I don't
know?
know. There was like an athlete, and then there was the producer. Like there were so many different guys that it could have been. And
That
then,
was the easiest getaway. The athletes.
Yeah.
What was up with the athlete rumor? How did that even happen?
I love that though. That was the big
That
switch.
started
Because I happened when I asked you if you
did?
would ever do WAGs.
You planted it? You just said, like...
I mean, kind of. I was like, ain't nobody taking me and my man down. I found the golden ticket, and if anyone's going down, it's not going to be me, and it's especially not going to be him. You know, there's timing is everything, and to be honest, the only reason why I found he posted a picture of me getting on a private jet and put my rock star, and I'm like, so we're doing this? What are you doing? He was like, yeah, fuck it.
He had like an ADD random moment, right?
He did.
Right.
You know him. He
Yeah.
does.
So was
does
he the
that.
one who was holding back for longer, and once he was clear with it, you were good with it?
Yeah, like Kevin has said, I'm just a reality TV personality, and he's worked for many years to build something pretty incredible, and I'm not going to be the person that ruins that or even somewhat taints how people look at him. So
That picture was up recently, the one with the private jet.
yeah.
So prior to
New Year's Eve.
right. So prior to that, were you discussing with him like when's the moment we're going to like? Were you planning to kind of come out in a sense on social media?
No.
So he just did this, and
I just did it.
okay, and so that's really interesting.
Yeah.
And
it
then
was
you
so
saw
random.
it just by going on Instagram. How did you discover
No,
it?
we have each other blocked on Instagram.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I didn't.
We're weird.
Did you ever talk about this before?
No.
That's so.
I
Why
just-
did you
I
Hey,
blocked-
I want to hear this.
block each other?
Why?
Because Instagram causes a lot of weird stuff, and there's no reason for me to see what he's posting or what people are saying to him, and there's no reason for him to see what people are saying to me. It just causes unnecessary drama. Not that we've had it, because we've had each other blocked from the beginning.
Wait, what do you mean
But-
from the beginning? Like the first time you met, you both had a conversation. You said,
When-
"Let's block each other."
Well, I mean,
In a
that-
sense, I'm making
in a
it.
sense, he blocked me for something, and I was like, you know what? This is real life. Apparently, Instagram is affecting.
Wait, he blocked. What did he block you over?
We've been together for 2 years. I can't even remember. We've had each
Okay.
other blocked for
But
2
like he saw
years.
something on yours, then he blocked you.
Yeah, and then I blocked him. I was like, yeah, 2 can play the blocking game. We're like 12-year-olds, right?
But was it because he was mad at you for something, or because he didn't want to see maybe men saying things like, "Oh, you're so sexy" or something, and it was like maybe bothering him? Because it seems like that's the reason you two are not.
I think it was a
wanting to
comment
see it?
about the show.
About
last season. I think it was like there was a comment up about
something negative.
Yeah.
About him?
Just about us being together, and like I said, timing is everything,
Got it.
and I don't feel like last season was the time, nor this season you won't hear his name either. There's no reason to bring his name up on Vanderpump Rules. You know, if it was Lala Rules, dig on in. But that ain't happening.
You don't get curious about what he's posting or what's going on?
Not really. He and my mom follow each other.
Just go to mom for intel.
Here's the thing, and I tell women this a lot. When you are dating somebody, and let's just say something happens, if you don't have a pit in your stomach over it, if you don't have that female intuition, that gut feeling, there's probably nothing going on and you're just pissed off. The second you feel like you get that pain, like someone's stabbing you from the inside, something's wrong.
Listen to it.
100%.
Listen to it.
Listen to it.
As
yeah.
women, I'm not
Even
a man,
but even as
women,
men, I've told you guys are for me. Roxy, I've said this to you before. Like I've said, if your guy or your girl
is cheating on you,
you will know. I don't care if they're 3,000 miles away.
Yep.
You will know. It's whether or not you really want to listen.
Exactly.
Right. Or if they just don't want to be with you anymore, you'll just know.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
But you want to listen. Most people want to be in denial. You know.
Right.
But it's hard. It's hard to
I feel
face
like
the
that,
truth.
Kevin,
Right.
that's tough. That's tough to throw out there because some people are cray cray, and all of a sudden, I think you've got a lot of people who are going to be like, "You're cheating on
Well,
me."
again, I can't help. And again,
we can't help
we're-
the crazy.
Right.
That's for the doctors.
Please, I can't be everybody's Jew.
That's so true.
Sorry. But you're right. No, you're right.
Are you Jewish, Kevin?
Yeah.
I had no
Yes.
idea.
Yes.
'Cause
Yeah.
I
100%.
really want to
I haven't-
convert because
What was
I'm
that?
like
Yeah,
just
get in there.
spiritual.
What was that
Wait,
hesitation
really?
from you?
I just never know how to answer that. My grandmother is my grandmother on the Quayle side. We found out yes.
More than
Jewish.
being Jewish, though, he's our Jew.
Okay,
If
I
that
love
makes
it.
sense.
I'm both.
Yeah.
I would I would totally convert. I've said so. Maria's family's Greek.
Okay.
So me and Pussy Whipped, I went Greek to. I did the whole the whole scam. Like, what do I have to do to get in with the team? So I did the whole Greek thing. We roasted the pig, Opa. I did the stupid
Right.
dance. I put on the monkey suit. I'm in. But the thing is, the Greeks very similar to the Jews. Just their culture is just superior to the Goy culture. And I've said many times, like if we have kids, we'll go to the Catholic Church to visit.
Right.
We'll look at the Christmas lights.
Auntie Roxy.
Right. But really, it's going to be Greek culture. And if it were,
Yeah.
if not, it would be, I would like them at Jewish camps in the summers. Yeah.
I love culture. That's like I'm from Utah and everyone's Mormon, and
so
I
you
was
want,
not.
right. So you want diversity. So you want,
I was just raised to be very afraid of religion, and so then I see.
well, you
know,
should be. You should always be afraid of religion. What I'm talking
But
more
the-
is culture.
Exactly.
So there's
what
a Catholic
comes
culture,
along with
there's a Goy
the
culture,
traditions.
a Wasp culture, a Jewish culture, Armenian, Greek, and there's great from all of them. Listen, Ashley and I will tell you, we still need people to clean toilets, right? So that's why
true.
we need the Goys. Like
Yeah.
is Brett, is that your assistant? Is he Goy or is he Jewish?
I mean, what does goy mean?
Goy is non-Jew.
Non-Jew.
Yeah, he's goy.
He's good.
Yeah. So therefore, and again, I would say, Zach, that sounds like a bit of a stereotype, but really, best assistants are the Goys because we do
Okay.
the dirty work. We go on the roof. We do the roofing. We do, but we need us.
I see
Right?
you.
Yeah, 100%.
Right?
We
So
need everybody.
We need everybody. So we're all
Yes.
part of it.
Well,
But
there's some people we don't need.
a couple of people we
Like
don't need.
Donald fucking Trump.
Yep.
The-
I said it.
Amen to
Right.
that, sister.
How brave of you.
How brave of me. We have a very, very conservative following on Vanderpump. So when I
Really?
oh, yeah.
What?
Which is so weird because I'm like,
Wait.
have you watched the show?
Zach, explain that to me.
Well, I mean, I guess because we on the after show we'll have some pretty non-conservative viewpoints, and we cover the relationships and the sex a lot, and they come for us too. So I guess I
is
feel
it
like
because
I'm part of that
Lisa is
minority.
very successful and
No,
affluent?
it's because people in Middle America need something to strive for.
There it is.
Yeah.
Thank you, baby.
Wait,
So
Lala,
what
what do you say? Because what?
A lot of babe, you.
People in Middle America need something to strive for. But Lala, what do you think it is?
No, I think the same thing. Like, you go to Middle America and we get mobbed. It's like, wow, I never felt so chic and famous. Where's my fucking security? No, but it's crazy. Like, you step and they want to know they fly from wherever they're from.
Same with soap operas.
They spend their savings to come to Sir.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful. I don't complain.
No,
I'm like,
that's
come
great.
on in. This is amazing.
Those are the ones who do it.
Yeah,
Yep.
but I've said it on the show before too. I don't knock those people.
Never.
Because first of all, they're paying your bills, but then beyond that, like, they could be doing bad things with their time.
Yeah.
So I love it when I see a big line to go watch wrestling, or we're camping out to watch Star Wars. I mean, you know what? These are people who are not in my neighborhood trying to rob me, which has been going on for 2 years, like, legit. But I'm honestly like, no, I love it. Take your savings, go sit in Big Sur. Like, Marie and I this Christmas, I talked about it. We drove to the It's a Wonderful Life house. Like, there's one setting house left, and we did our field trip. We took our car. So, like, I'm in on all that stuff.
Right?
I applaud those people.
I do too. I just don't tell them I don't like Donald Trump, because then it's like,
that's
No. But why are they so conservative? It's because they're from Middle America, or why do the conservative people watch you?
I mean, I don't understand it. It's like all we do is say the F word and fuck each other, to be honest. And you watch it every day.
So
and
awesome.
It's
it
really
great.
is great.
It is awesome. Born in the wrong time period. Zach, you have so much ahead of you.
And I feel like they watch it because they want something to be angry at. Like, they want something to rage on Twitter about. And it's such an easy, kids in LA are so easy to rip apart for, being vulgar or being sexual.
Lala, is it true that you had to ask for your job back? Was that legit? We had to go on, right? We had to talk to Lisa Vanderpump,
Yes.
right? Was that legitimate?
Yeah. I had to go in. Well, because you can't be a part of the show. I can't be a part of the show if I don't have a job at Sir, where I'm going in at least once a week, working for 2 hours as a hostess each time.
I love the 2 hour minimum. That's great.
Better than that is the emphasis on the word I. Okay. Who can do that?
Well, Kristen and Stassi don't work there, so.
Right.
Interesting.
But Stassi
So
had to ask for her job back, right? Years ago, after she was off the show for a while.
So I'm going to be honest, I never watched Vanderpump until I entered,
Maybe
which
Laura
was
knows
season
that.
4.
Why would it be different for Kristen and Stassi than for you?
I don't know. I have no idea. I just know that they're still a part of the show and don't work there. I don't know if there's a difference
in the contract.
Would you say, okay, so here's a question.
I don't know what theirs read.
Yeah.
Sorry, Roxanne, let me step on you. Would you say that Stassi is the Bethany Frankel of the Vanderpump franchise?
Baby, I'm Bethany Frankel of the Vanderpump franchise.
I love hearing that. Yes. Yeah, there we go. You can't making the money symbol. Making it red.
You can't own that you're a singer.
Who needs their bills paid?
I love
Mama
it. Wait,
here.
Are you the are you the biggest earner on the team?
As far as the show goes, no, but Lala has to give them Lala money.
Okay, wait, say that again. Sorry.
As far as the show goes, I've only been a part of it for 2.5 years.
Right.
So I am not the biggest earner as far as Vanderpump goes, but I said I have that give them Lala beauty money now, which I'm thrilled about.
Outside of the franchise,
I have a beauty line. So
Well,
right?
That's the Bethany part. Bethany doesn't make all of her money from the show. She makes it from her
she
products.
makes her money from Skinny Girl. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
That's just a billboard.
And I'm nothing like Skinny Girl, but I'm also 27 years old, and I'm super proud of the line that I've come out with.
And we're going to talk about that because you came up with some interesting names, which I, by the way, I love. Like, so smart. I want to know if that was you came up with it, and we'll go down that rabbit hole. But so if we do W-2s against everybody, do you think your W-2 just overall is bigger than the other people on the show?
Ooh, Kevin, you're trying to get
I'm
down
sorry.
and dirty.
Well, I'm saying if we're taking the Bethany Frankel title, that's a big title.
Well,
I'm saying.
Then I'm shaking it off. I don't know. I don't know what they make. You know, I'm familiar with numbers a part of the show.
Flying in W2.
Laura in the chat says Stassi is party planning for them now. Is
Is she really, or is that fake, Lala?
No, can I tell you?
Yeah.
This season she actually plans my entire. I have a showcase at the end of further towards the end of the season, where I showcase all of my music, whether I've written it or produced it. I wrote a song for Emmett, so that's there, and she put the whole thing together. But besides the music part, where I got the speakers and stage, because that's my forte, I guess. But the rest of it, she did all of it, and she killed it. Flowers, framing, organizing tables. She's great.
Well, you know.
That's awesome.
It's interesting because you're right. It's not going to, sorry, Zach, block your ears. It's not going to last forever, Vanderpump Rules.
Right.
And I think it's important to develop, other things to be able to do.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm actually very, very proud of the women on this season.
Yeah, are you guys all getting along now?
I would not say that one
No?
bit.
Wait, I thought because I thought you had a face turn. So I was going to wrestling. So the heels and the faces. The heels are the bad guys. Like, I feel like last season you were a heel. This season you're a face.
Which are the good guys?
The good guys.
I'm a face.
You're a face now, right? You had the face turn.
Yeah, I feel like people got a chance to know me, and my sense of humor is very different, and it takes a very special person to pick up on it quickly. But
why is Kent go?
I love this person.
Always here.
Why do we bring
Because we typed in
it's
Lala Kent on Twitter once, and now Kent Go always comes up.
Shout out to
Kent Go.
At Lala Kent.
Do you understand how
Love
often
him.
we pull up this guy?
I love Kent Go.
You love Kent Go.
Yeah, but Kent Go, when's the last time he tweeted? He hasn't tweeted.
2011.
Why does he only have 16 followers? Come on,
Can
Kent.
I tell you how long it takes
know. Trust me.
to get them done and take over that? It's
Oh, don't make him go away. He brings me such
by the
joy.
way, Lauren, due diligence. Google Kent Go. Find that motherfucker like somewhere else.
I'm gonna book him on the
Because
show.
look at him, he's amazing.
We could pay him off. I feel like he needs it.
Randall will take
Very
care of
strong
him.
jawline, by the way.
Oh, Randall will find him in 2 seconds. He'll be on the PJ sitting right here
Oh.
tonight.
So here's I have a few film producers friends of mine who are like more on the indie level, so they're artsy and they're
yes, the best kind.
Right. Oh, well, you would think. And anyway, so a little bit snobby. And Randall, actually, one of them was Ian Kaiser Sose, who's on the show all the time here.
And in the
Ian.
chat right now.
And the door, Randall kicked, and they all know Randall because, he's in the bigs.
Right.
They're indie film. They play all the big festivals, but they're not Randall. Like, they know the difference between the A-list big giant producers and their like artsy, gritty indie films. And so Randall just kicked the door open, had a bag with $100,000 and started humming, like throwing $10,000 wads at people. Who wants money? Who wants money? Who wants money? Because he just killed it at the craps table.
Oh my God.
And Ian was just like, oh, he's not even what you described. He's like, he's.
Ian in the chat says 100% true story.
Yes.
Oh my God. That's
He's the funnest human ever.
He is. Kent Go. We got to find Kent Go.
Kent Go's coming to the Tomorrow
How
Show.
did we even get to Kent Go? What were we talking
we
about?
were looking up Lala Kent on Twitter.
We were talking about starting.
Give them Lala.
You have a
just
face
like-
turn.
Yeah,
your
how
face.
Right.
So, because last year, I know they were all over you about this thing, and now this year, do they say that they understood why you had to not do full disclosure for your relationship?
Yeah, and actually everybody a part of the cast has met him, including Ken and Lisa, and everyone adores him, which I'm not shocked by. But also last season, I wasn't completely innocent. I was also pulling some low blows, So when we had that turn of events at the reunion, it was like pretty shocking. And now, literally 2 days ago, I'm at drinks with Stassi, Kristen, Katie, and I'm like, I'm having the best time ever.
Off-camera drinks?
Off camera.
Wow.
It was amazing.
See, if I'm a producer of a show, then I got to bring in a new cast member to stir it up.
Now, was there a reason
I don't
Sheena
think we
wasn't
need
there?
that.
No.
Any reason Sheena wasn't there? Just for.
Well, she has her show that she's doing in Vegas,
Okay.
which happy for you.
Golf clap.
That
Wait,
seemed
what's
a
Sheena
little-
doing? I haven't talked to Sheena in a while. What's her scam?
You know, I'm not going to give her any attention because when you can't even, I can't even remember the last time she even asked me if I'm breathing okay. So I'm breathing great.
Okay.
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
The breath looks really good on you. You're breathing
thank
very
you.
well.
Yeah, you know, and this probably isn't the best time to even mention it, but I'll mention it to her at some point. I'm a damn good friend, and if you can't give me 100%, but I'm giving 100%, then it's only so much that I can do.
Did something specific happen, or this is just worn down over time?
No, it was just me telling her how proud I am of her with her booking in Vegas. And, you know, I started my line, which was not easy. It took a lot of work. And I constantly am making sure she's good. And I'm just waiting for her to even ask, hey, how are you doing today? I actually have never heard that once in our however many years of knowing each other. So,
Okay, you need to hang with Maria and I more.
Yeah.
I'll help you with this.
Thank you.
Well, because you're dealing with talent, and you know what drives them is there's a lot of ego, narcissism involved. I mean, with all talent, good and bad.
But Kevin, why would you think specifically Sheena would not be?
I just think okay. From what I know of her, I feel like very overwhelmed and very much into what she's doing, and just not thinking and not having, you know, either a parent or a partner or someone go, you know, you need to just.
So not malicious,
Right.
just
Exactly.
I don't
outside
think
out of
mal-
mind.
I don't
either.
think, but I don't know. I don't know enough. I don't think malicious, but I think everyone, you know, most talent gets so self-absorbed. I know with Maria, there's times where I have to go, boop, boop, boop. There was a big, God, there was someone who had a podcast, an A-lister who wanted Maria to do it, and she just was so overwhelmed at the time. And I go, Maria, you know, this is a fraternity, and you know, you gotta just get in there and do this for the person.
Right.
And you know, we've always been blessed because of it. So it's funny because it came up this week, and by doing a favor for that person, I forget there's some big deal that just came in, and it was literally based on, you know, her going and doing this. God, thank God you made me do it.
Right.
But yeah, I feel like if they don't have someone. I just see with talent all the time. No, but Ash, how many
agree
people
with
at
you.
AfterBuzz do we deal with? The celebrities who do
totally.
shows, and they're completely just laser. They're not
Blinders.
evil people, but they're laser just focused on themselves, and they
100%
need a
agree
little
with
bit of.
you. But I think
Okay.
that not everybody. I think that I have to say because that's Maria Menounos, and I mean I can't tell you how many times she's like taken the time to like say something to me or give me a word of encouragement or something. So
Yeah, she's different. I get it.
There's
And
different.
I have to say the same thing.
You know, like,
your
she
wife
really
took
does,
time
like,
out of
you
her
know.
crazy schedule to post Lala Kent's lips.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, but also,
Come
but
on.
listen, Maria's older too, so
Right.
you hopefully you live long enough. And I'm not saying Maria would have done it at 26. She was an old soul from 19
Sheena's
on.
32.
Very rare.
Yeah.
Okay, but also like no, but Maria's also been doing this since 22.
Right.
So I'm not. All I'm saying is yes, there are totally those narcissists who are just awful people. But then I know just talent in general can be narcissistic, and they don't even know
Right.
why.
And you did hit the nail on the head.
But
too. I
they
think
don't
that's
have
what it was.
somebody saying to them, "Listen, I think it's a
Do you
kind
think-
of a good." And by the way, my thing is, I'd say, Sheena, come on, you got to show her some love because guess what? She's proving herself. Her stock goes up. She's a good stock, meaning it goes up every year. That's what a good stock is. And when I look at your career, every year you're doing better. You've got a guy who's supremely successful. Together, who knows what you can do? You know. So again, if I were in her, I'd say, "What's it going to hurt you to send some love back, even if you don't want to do it personally, business-wise?" But you know, who's saying that? Usually, when I hear advice from these agents and managers and like publicists and friends, it's always the contrary. Oh no, you don't want her to get like it befuddles my brain.
Right.
You know, but
Totally.
So anyway, I
But do you think that it might be something more than just out of sight, out of mind? Do you feel like there's something going on that she's upset with you about something?
No, I've and here's the thing. I've said this from the beginning, even when we were not connecting. Sheena has one of the best hearts in the entire world. And that's like, you can't debate that. It's just a fact. But I do feel like when I'm talking to her, I'm dealing with someone who is a little bit insecure with things. And I almost treat her like a little baby bird, where I'm like, you're amazing. And I don't do that because I feel like I have to. I do that because she's my friend.
Right.
So when I do that, I'm fine with you not acknowledging that I'm doing something too. But maybe just ask, how are you today?
Yeah.
That's it. It's pretty easy.
So you don't think it's not a jealousy
really
thing
hard.
then? You don't think?
Who knows? I mean, why would you be jealous of anybody? Look at her. Hi.
Oh, but again, you're in your 20s in Hollywood. Again, my brain is befuddled when I can tell you the A++ celebrities who are so insecure and jealous around you, and I'm like, what? Like, it's not enough, everything you have? But no, so don't ever get fooled by that.
Maybe she doesn't think she can pull off blonde. You never know.
She's jealous because I can pull off blonde. We nailed it on the head,
That
girl.
must be what it is. I figured it out. Don't worry anymore.
No, she's
does
great.
suck,
She's my friend,
Yeah.
and I fully intend on keeping her my friend.
Friendships have waves, and I get it.
Yeah,
If
listen,
you don't have waves, you don't have a real friendship.
and also Zach, you don't have a good show, right? We can't have them all being friends.
No, not at all. Do you think she thinks she's the Bethany Frankel of the show?
Ooh, good question.
Interesting. Good.
I think she thinks she's the Kim K of the show.
Interesting.
And ain't nobody Kim K but Kim K.
Interesting.
Kevin's like, you could see the
Whoa,
steam
yeah.
coming. There's flames.
No, because I just went from Bethany Frankel over to Kim K, and it just
It's a quick transition. You gotta keep up.
like, wow.
She does look like Kim K.
She's stunning. I mean, you can't.
But we were talking about this before, Kevin. Everybody just is starting to look like Kim K.
Yeah.
So in the
So
valley,
weird, right?
so here in the valley, Lala, if you look at any of these billboards, because we're just filled with Persians and Armenians and like it's all the girls that are like the poor man's Kim K that just have been injected and all this other stuff put into them, and they're models on the billboard, and it's like, oh my, wait, is that Kim? Oh no, it's like a model that kind of looks like Kim,
right?
And it's like, basically these places are like, look, we'll inject you or we'll do work on your face and make you look like Kim K. So we're seeing more and more of it. It's nice.
It is, and I can't knock it because Lord knows Mama gets injected. But
This is
No,
what
not
I, this is
knocking
what
it
I was
at all.
talking to her about earlier. I think it's so cool that you show
You don't
people
look the-
exactly what you do,
Yeah.
and that you don't act like every other person. It's like, I get nothing done, and then they get everything done. Especially for people in like middle America, like we were talking about earlier, who think that everybody in Hollywood just is naturally beautiful.
Right.
And it's you don't have to do that. You don't get paid to do that. You just do it.
yeah,
It's really cool, and it's very unique. I don't know anybody else, honestly, in Hollywood that says I get a filler. Who,
I just
really,
think
who
it's
says
important
that? Who says it?
for people to, because here's the thing: if you are getting injected by a good doctor and it doesn't look like you've been injected, you have to have money. These fillers are not cheap.
Is this your guy?
This is my doctor.
What's his name?
Dr. Jason Diamond. He's in Beverly Hills.
Oh, he's even got the name
Yeah.
Jason Diamond. What's up, bitches?
He's incredible. He does
Jew?
the Kardashians facials, injections. He does Amber Rose. He's amazing.
Past
But
guest of the show, Amber
You-
Rose.
oh
Sitting
my
right where you're
God.
sitting
Yeah.
now.
Yes.
Dude, that's my girl. She had me perform at the Slut Walk.
Yeah.
So
Yes, I heard.
She's amazing.
We were going to audition. We had an idea. We were going to, Christian, myself, some of the other guys, we were going to do our version of a slut walk and have her rate it. She didn't really think that was, it might not have been quite appropriate. It didn't really meet up to what the slut walk stands for, apparently. But she's I love her.
She's incredible.
She is.
She's fun.
Wait, going back to this though, because I get nervous myself. I've never had.
Roxy,
any,
you get what?
I get nervous.
Nervous.
K-N-E-R-V-I-S-S.
So I've never had anything done, but I've thought about it because I'm not like anti it. But I hear once you start, you cannot stop.
Okay.
And that makes me worried. Do you ever get nervous about the future and if you have to always maintain like this?
I actually toned down what I was doing because I looked at myself and I'm like, and I saw pictures and I'm like, you're looking way too
weird.
not like yourself.
Yeah.
So I actually pulled back a lot. The only thing that I do a lot still. middle here because I just have those deep wrinkles.
So the frown.
Yep, the frown up here because I like a lot of expression there. And then I have this like genetic yummy gobbler. So sexy. So I just do the injection around the jawline and chin. So I've stopped doing here, the crow's feet, this part.
But when you stop doing it, it just goes back to normal kind
Yeah.
of?
Yeah, well, he's amazing though.
Well,
he has his own technique.
He used to be on Dr. 90210.
What's great
Yes.
is you don't look like you've done anything. So
Thank
that's where
you.
you
No,
know
don't
that
at all.
that's where you know the guy he's
He's
good.
the best for noses too.
He's the most incredible doctor in the world. But I whenever I go in, I do a live video, and not because I have to, but I want people to see that, yes, be thankful for how you look, because that's what I promote. In this last episode, I'm like, my mom always taught me to be thankful for everything we have. If I could have my hands and feet replaced, I would, but that's not an option, so be thankful for it.
What? You have beautiful hands.
I
I
have
can't
very
see your
big
feet.
man hands, but that works for big dick, right?
Listen,
You said it before I could.
Lauren,
Now you know
if this
more.
were pre-1999, I would have said that.
Yeah.
But now I know I can no longer say that in this culture.
I'll say it for
But
you.
I'm so glad you did.
You know
Oh.
too much about your friend's penis now, though. You didn't want to know that much about it.
No, I want everyone to know.
Oh,
Okay, well.
really? How we're talking
I'm going to say
really
it again.
big?
I'm just kidding.
Damn. Good
I'm
for you.
happy. But no, I'm going to always share what I get done. It's not fair to sit there and be like, and I also let people know, like, I'm a fan of Facetune, and I'll do, like, on my Instagram stories, like, the before and after Facetune.
That's really cool.
Because it's like...
That's very unique to you. Nobody else does that. Do you feel like there are moments where you notice that people that you're working with maybe are not sharing as much, and you notice that there's stuff going on, or they're doing things, and you kind of want to ask them, but you don't?
Yes.
Okay.
There are people who don't share. Stassi shares everything. She has no shame. She's like, yes, breast reduction, new chin, just got Botox, lip fillers. And I like that because you see these gorgeous people and they're gorgeous without it. And then you add everything else that we do and put on social media. And it messes with me. And I'm in the industry a little bit where like I see certain people and I'm like, oh my God, how do you look like that? I don't get it.
Right.
You
But
know?
then you see them in person sometimes.
Do
and
you
it's
have
like-
one person, one idol in the industry where you look at them and you're like, that's just the perfect person?
I always go back to Beyonce because I don't feel like she's afraid. She's so far above and beyond what anyone can comprehend, but she's just that person who she's raw. She changes her look. She goes into interviews and has literally no makeup on and still looks... I just feel like she's very real and organic, and she's not trying to prove anything. She has her talent, and that's what she runs with.
All right, let's talk the product line because you have some interesting names, right, for this.
I knew you wanted to get into
I
that.
mean, this is amazing. Was this your idea or whoever was working with you?
Everything was my idea, but I obviously ran it through my manager because sometimes I don't make the best decisions, so I just want a second opinion.
Let's go. So, Zach, you know some of these names, right? That she, because I was blown away when I had heard.
They made me blush a little bit.
They did? I love it.
Let's go over some of them. So we have James.
James, obviously my boy from the show.
Okay.
Named after James?
Named
Does
after
he wear that
James.
one?
That's the one he prefers.
Okay, good.
He and his girlfriend.
What else we have?
Mistress, because apparently that's what I was for a minute. If you can't make fun of yourself, you got a problem.
But were you? But you weren't officially a mistress.
If I was really a mistress, I wouldn't have named one mistress.
Gotcha.
Right.
Weren't you a mistress to the fake football player that you made up that didn't actually exist then?
He would be lucky to call me his mistress. The affair, because everyone kept saying, she's having an affair. She's a mistress. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Were people on the show really mad about that, though? Or were they just trying to have a moment, a TV moment? Like, why would anyone get
I
mad?
think Stassi was genuinely upset about it.
Why?
We had a drunk conversation one night, and I can't really remember what she said. But she did say she was mad.
Mad because of from a puritanical standpoint, meaning she's
No,
being judgmental, or
No, I think she had been cheated on, or someone that she knew had been cheated on, and I was like, well, I'm sorry for them. but I'm not going to sit there with someone who was calling me a home-wrecking whore and tell you my story of how I met my man right now. Because, and here's the thing, I don't ever feel like it needs to fully be told. Maybe years down the line, and the only reason it needs to be told is because it's such a beautiful story.
Oh.
You know? But I'm not telling anyone the story to clear anything up. I have nothing to prove to anybody. Come on.
You're saying how you guys actually started is
yeah,
beautiful?
just like our story from meeting to where we are now. It's pretty amazing. You know, I've never experienced anything like that.
So where did they get that rumor that he was married? Because they dragged that the whole season, and they wouldn't let that go.
I know. I still to this day have no idea.
Wow.
Yeah. But people say things. Paper takes ink. You can sit here and say I have black hair and brown eyes. It doesn't make it true. So
well, there was a recent article that said that I think it was in TMZ that he's like officially considered divorced or whatever. So like it was just that it was taking a while because those things don't happen overnight.
In the state of California, it takes 6 months for people who are working a 9-to-5 job just making ends meet. So yeah,
he's also a great dad.
Oh, the best.
Yeah, and you know he wanted it to be done correctly for everybody involved, including his partner, who I know, his former partner. So anyway, that's what I'll say.
Yeah.
So these things take.
No,
time.
I don't regret anything. Everything happened exactly how it should be. Those kids are like everything.
The older one, I feel like she's gonna be a star. Like every time he puts a video up of her, she's like singing or doing something that's just like
So
very
talented.
Hollywood. And I'm like, well, she's like very like a little Shirley Temple.
Extremely talented. But so all of the names, I wanted to make sure that they flowed. Rudolph is the only one that was like
back to Lala.
Back to the lips.
Sure. Okay. Go ahead.
It's all about give them Lala beauty.
Right, of course.
Lala beauty.
So everyone which I'm so proud of a lot of people because they're like, you spelled Claus wrong. Like Santa Claus has no E. And I'm like, but a clause in like a prenup.
Oh.
So we added the E. Yes.
Oh my God.
I was trying to be clever with whatever I could.
So is that relating to his prenup from his past relationship, or does he have a prenup now with you?
No,
It's California, so it's
there's
scary anytime you cohabitate with anybody.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
For me, I don't really care to get married or anything like that.
Ever?
I don't. My parents have been married for a very long time. They've been together forever. So it's not that I don't believe in marriage. It's just not something that I need to have,
But if he asked you...
Oh, of course I would. I just don't ever want him to feel pressured. For me, I would sign whatever he would give me because I don't care because I'm going to be rich by myself. So it's like, if we were to actually get married and there was that paper, I would sign whatever because that's just what it is,
Yeah.
I just want to be with...
You wouldn't be insulted by that because...
No. Yeah. I'm never insulted by people working hard and wanting to hold on to what they've made. I have to tell you, he wanted to invest in Give Them Lala Beauty.
That's who he is.
And I would not allow it. I said, this is my baby that I'm making on my own. And I invested all of my own money. And it was a huge leap of faith. And it was a large chunk of money. And I made it back in one day.
Wow.
So I was
really cool.
Yeah, I was
What
very
the-
excited about that. So now he's really chomping at the bit because Give Them Lala Beauty is growing now. I have pretty much a full line coming out.
Wow.
Yeah, beyond
Now,
the 6
it doesn't
lip
mean we
colors.
can't have the product placed in some of his movies.
Oh, honey.
I'm just saying, little product placement. It's not going to hurt anybody.
It won't hurt anybody.
Right behind Sly Stallone. Whatever, I know he's partners with Sly, so they got a little.
Did you?
I don't see why we can't have that right in the background.
Oh, I'll pimp my line out all day long. I just won't allow another person to
I love that.
semi give birth to it.
Did you let him pick which one he wanted to be Randy?
He didn't have any say for the names. He didn't even know until they came out.
Did you think that would be his favorite color? Like, how did you pick which one?
Because that was when I tried it on, it was like, this is the one color that's one that I would wear all the time, but like a daytime pop that's happy, and people go insane over Randy.
And okay, so how does the rest of the staff? It's got to be unsettling for the rest of the Vanderpump staff to see this?
I've gotten a few phone calls asking me advice on their own lines or how I made this happen, and I'll give any advice that I can. But at the end of the day, you have to just it either works or it doesn't.
Right.
There's not really advice that I can give anybody.
Did you take any? Kylie Jenner obviously has her lip kit and people love it. Was there anything that you took inspiration from Kylie?
Not really.
Okay.
You didn't study anyone else's lines to do yours? You just went cold turkey? You didn't take Coke and make Pepsi like I always say? No? It's just another person
so
doesn't
crazy
listen to me?
because when I was looking at the packaging, I was explaining to my manager what I wanted, and she sent me back a matte black Coca-Cola can that had the writing in like a shiny black, and I was like, that's the one.
Interesting.
So yeah, actually, exactly what you
So
said.
you're looking at Coca-Cola.
Right.
All right, there you go.
That was my inspiration.
But you didn't look at it like I would have. If it were Maria, I would have studied other celebrity lines who were successful.
Right.
When Maria did her book, we know all the other stars who wrote books. If you look at Maria's book, The Every Girl Guide to Life, and you see other women who've put out similar books, look at the styling, the color, the font. It's all the same. And they've told us.
I know.
Thank you for,
if you think I didn't go into Sephora and look at everything, but as far as Kylie goes, her lips are selling because she's Kylie Jenner. I cannot compete with that.
Yeah.
So why would I study what she's doing? I'm not Kylie Jenner.
Smart.
So I need to figure out. And I've been dealing with beauty things from the time I was a child. I've dealt with skin issues. I've dealt with dry skin, dry lips, whatever it may be. So I chose the consistency. I was sent 79 colors. From there, I eliminated what I would never walk out of the house in. And the second process of elimination was getting people with different skin tones, because I wanted a line that would look great on everybody. So whether they were friends or friends of friends, I just wanted them to try them on. And from the 79 colors, we chose 6. Wow. 2 of which were limited edition. So
wunderbar.
Yeah, it was something where I'm like, this is my baby, and I refuse to put something out that I don't believe in.
Right.
How long do they last on your lips?
I put mine on when I left, and then I reapply. I mean, they're long lasting, but they're not a stain.
Do you know what you're wearing right now?
Yes, I am wearing The Affair as a liner. Liner.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mistress on the full lip, which is the most nude pigmented. James is the most like you could wear it to the gym and get away with looking like, oh, she has pretty lips, or wear it out and still look chic.
You know what I always meant to ask you, Lala? Is there ever any weird crossover between you and the other Lala?
Yes.
Who's the other Lala?
Really?
Lala Anthony.
So it's
The real
interesting. I'm
OG.
young and hip that I know this stuff.
Yeah. No, there's all
Because
the
every
time.
time I mention you, people, well, not every time, half the time, they'll
Most
think
of the
it's
time.
Lala Anthony.
Of course. Why would you not? She was on MTV.
Total Request Live.
TRL, baby.
TRL.
No, I love her. But
So anytime someone, I mean, if you are mistaking me for her, I'm completely okay with it.
But you get that, right? So was there ever consideration to change Lala to do something,
No, because I've gone by Lala literally since I left the hospital. So, because my uncle was calling me Lauren and my name's Lauren, and my mom was like, it's Lala. Like, everyone can say that. So it's like, I'm not going to change a nickname that was given to me by my mama.
Yeah.
What do you predict for next season on the show? What do you think?
I predict James Kennedy getting engaged. Shit show.
And it will be a shit show, his engagement?
Are you kidding me?
I'm saying maybe he has the face turn. No?
Let's finish this season. Let's see. Yeah, I do see that happening.
Engage that season and then a marriage the following, or the marriage never goes down?
You want me to answer that for real?
It's just a prediction.
I don't know. I don't see him being married for a very, very long time.
He's still really young.
He's very young and wants to have a lot of fun.
Yeah. And there were lots of rumors that have gone down about him and his relationship with his girlfriend. Are any of them rooted in truth, Lala?
As far as what, my
like
love?
him, like, you know, kind of running around on her with other girls at Sir or
James
elsewhere.
is a free spirit, and we just let him fly.
It's great when you get that moniker, free spirit. It's just like a magic wand. It
Such
just
a cop
forgives
out, yeah.
everything. He's a free spirit.
He's a free spirit. He's not my man, so I don't really care what
Yeah.
the hell he does.
Gotcha.
Do
Okay.
you, boo?
What else do we predict?
This is what I love about Vanderpump, is when you think that nothing else could possibly happen, something fucking goes down. And a lot of people say there's no way that this show is not scripted. I'm telling you right now, the amount of footage they do not show and the amount of footage that is placed far, 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 far in the trash that will never come out is insane. I mean, we're filming each scene 4 hours, and they show little itty bitty clips and break it down into 1 hour. It's a very authentic show, and that's why it's so successful, because we really are that crazy, if not crazier. So
It's also
I'm
funny, on a
along for the
side-
ride just like you.
Well, if I'm on a side note, and this might bore your fans, but so AfterBuzz is our network, and we have nothing but young, beautiful people, and they've wanted to do a reality show there. But I honestly think because of the ship that I run, my kids aren't crazy enough. Maybe I should take my foot off the pedal and let them go, and let it. Now you're talking, you know,
Let them be free.
right? Zach's nodding his
Free
head.
spirits.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't know.
Well, you don't realize how crazy people are until it's like,
The camera's on.
yeah, and you have something to say, go and say it. It's almost like free therapy, to be honest. But then you
I've
need
heard
more
that.
therapy after.
Afterwards. so did Lisa Vanderpump give you any advice on the beauty line? I'd love to get into her head. That lady knows her business.
No, can I tell you, it was just me and my manager, and that's about it.
But does she say something afterwards, like congratulations? Or
Oh, of course. Lisa is like the most supportive human being in the world, especially to me. I just think she looks at me and sees something that most people don't, and I'm grateful for that. But she's
Are
congratulated
you the
me.
Vanderpump pet?
Have I what?
Are you the Vanderpump pet? Are you the teacher's pet?
Yeah, let's name myself. Yeah, I'm the teacher's
You're the teacher's pet. I can see that though, because Maria's friends with her too, and
She's amazing.
she likes a certain kind of person.
Yes, she doesn't connect with many people.
Who would you say is her least favorite person on the show? If you
Probably Kristen.
Really? Why?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Just because Kristen's given her a hard time through the years, you know, just like not. Lisa she likes her business. Nothing can mess with that. You mess with her business, that means you're messing with her money, and then we got a problem. So I feel like that started happening, and yes, it made great TV, but Kristen was working at the restaurant long before Vanderpump Rules even existed. So it was kind of like, all right, we're wiping our hands clean. She deals with her.
Right.
Just my own perspective.
You know, so she's obviously very smart with business. And do you think she understands the business of a good show? So if someone is, say, disrespectful or,
Good question.
but they're making good TV, so it's like, is Lisa going to hang in longer and go, well, at the end of the day, it's Vanderpump Rules. I'm Lisa Vanderpump, and this is making a better show, so I hang in. Or is she going to be like a lot of older people I know who are like, you know what, I don't give a fuck. I'm too old for this shit. Get out of here.
Yeah, no, she's
What do you think?
definitely the type of person that is like, you're cut. I'm not dealing with you. This season, I got a little drunk. Shocker. And I'm turned around talking to her at Sir, and I asked her, I said, can you allow yourself to sit down for a second? And she looked at me.
Oh, my goodness.
I was like, I'm just saying, like, I'm hurting my neck. Can you sit down? I completely forgot my place.
You forgot your place.
I forgot my place. And she looked at me like I wasn't going to have a job tomorrow. So we had to have the whole, I was like, I'm so sorry I spoke to you that way. But if you cross a certain line.
Was it the next day or right there you said?
The next time we filmed, which I think was like maybe 2 days later. If you cross her, here's how she retaliates. You don't get airtime. I'd rather be fired than put all this work into a show and not get airtime.
She's in the cutting room.
But you know something?
She's a producer on the show.
She has
Yeah.
final
But
say.
let me tell you something. That's why I love her so much more, even for saying that, because a greedy person, and I know other producers in that end of the business who go, the more you're horrible, the more they reward you.
Right.
And it becomes a better show, but we just make bigger monsters. And my problem with that is that these bigger monsters are on TV acting like giant monsters, and then they're rewarded for it. And so the civilians at home go, oh my God, like I'll act like a monster too, and then I'll be rewarded.
Yeah.
So I love the fact that she's going, no, you're benched.
Yeah,
Beat
no,
it.
totally.
I love it. Like, great.
She's going to make you work for 4 hours filming a great scene, and then it's not going to air, and you wasted all that time. And that's her way of saying, you fucked up.
Back to the bench.
Yep.
Very interesting. Lala, do you want to sit in and do some news with us?
Wait, what is that?
News?
Yeah.
Just talking about
All
what's
right.
going on in the world right
And
now.
Oh, I love that. Let's talk about what's going on in the
We
world.
play all Roxy's favorite music. So I just want to say the
Okay.
soundtrack
Oh,
that
no.
plays under it is all songs hand-selected by Roxy Stryer.
Okay, love it. Get
There
it
we
out.
go.
Loves
Listen
it.
to this.
Music.
Here.
She listens to it in the car all the time. It's
Yes,
weird.
I specially requested the burping and farting song.
All right,
actually
Lauren
called the burp
LaGrasso,
song.
give us some news.
Hey, Kev. So Harvey Weinstein was attacked in Arizona. He was hanging out with his sober coach, and a guy named Steve came over and asked him for a picture. But then Harvey said, you know what? No, not right now. But Steve, you know, he really...
Civilian.
He was a civilian. He went back to the table, and he actually ended up slapping him twice. And he told him that he was basically a piece of shit, and that what he'd done to the women was awful. Now, the people in the restaurant say that Harvey Weinstein was calm and kept his cool,
Sure he
but
was.
Steve said he was belligerent,
Yeah, okay.
and so he had to give him a couple backhanded slaps.
Two.
Two.
All right, let me explain. So, Lala, get used to this. I explained to the kids because you're a kid, too. Let me tell you, I've seen this happen to OJ. I was there when this happened.
Oh, gosh.
Juice, I'm your biggest fan, blah, 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 blah. Get the selfie, and then it's just like,
Murderer.
Yeah, F you. Yeah, murderer. Thank you, Christian. So, you know, the guy went over, can I get a picture? And Harvey, listen, I'm partners with guy. Randall knows him, too. Like, I've, and I'm horrified by, I didn't know what he was. And certainly, he deserves to never return to the business, and I don't think he will, no matter what people say. I really don't think so. But the guy was already disingenuous. He didn't really want a picture with him. He wanted a
Right.
picture so he could show his friends, and then that would get big press. And so Harvey's obviously going to go like, please no picture. And you know he's going to be super polite now because, listen, this guy needs friends, and this guy was the closest thing to probably the devil we had in the business. And the devil's not the... People always think the devil's going to be like, oh, ha, ha, ha.
right.
No, the devil's charming. And, you know, all
Right.
the old mob bosses that Ashley and I know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
they're the most charming, wonderful, charismatic guys in the world. So he's not going to... So he wouldn't have been belligerent to the guys. But then the guy didn't get his way, had a few more drinks, and now I'll be a hero, and I'll just bully him and slap him around. And, you know, and all we do is kind of probably get a certain percent of people that actually now feel a little sad for him being, little fat guy being bullied in that moment, which we don't need.
No.
So it's just, no, thumbs down to civilian Steve for that. Honest
I
to
agree
God.
with you.
Twitter
And
know,
I
thumbs
feel
down.
like he...
Because you'll get that too. You'll get the, oh my God, I'm a huge fan of that. And the minute you go, oh my God, I'm out with my boyfriend.
Right.
We haven't had any time alone. And, or like there's times we have no makeup on, right?
Yeah.
And I know you're very honest or whatever, but there are just times where you just
don't want it.
right. So Maria went right after a brain tumor, and we're doing mall walking to get her better, and it's like, I don't want it. Just please, we just want to do our thing, and we were
Right.
fine with it. But I get where people, you know, and I've had to be the one that's out with our celebrity friends because I'm the non-celebrity who I'll be the one to go over them and say, please, not right now, or we'll do it after dinner. Let's walk over here and separate from everybody.
Right.
And you'd be so surprised at the civilians. John Taffer from Bar Rescue,
Okay.
the show Bar Rescue.
Love him.
People came up to the table and said, "Can I get a picture, John, with you and Maria, whatever?" And I said, "Listen, he's having dinner now." I said, "But I'll get you a picture. But when we're done, we'll come over to your table. We'll take a picture." Okay. The civilian Steve of that night, drinking away. I go over, we take the picture, and and he was like, he said something when we walked away. He's like, now I can tell everyone I fucked Maria Menounos or something like just completely appropriate. And I just went over to him and I was like, you know what? This is why people don't want to deal with people like you. And I said, and where are you from? Boston. I'm like, oh, what a surprise. I'm like, so guess what? So am I. And I'm like, and I don't play the game like them, but you're lucky I'm 5 years past what I would have done because I would have just smashed you in the face and then laughed when you were on the ground. But we deal with this all the time. So you're going to get this. And I'm telling you, someone will come up and say, I'm a big fan. And you'll say, oh, no. And then it's going to be bitch, slut, reality star. And you're like, what? So I'm sorry.
So interesting, right?
I'm not, but I'm not.
Picture, be mean now.
Right, or don't get the picture.
How about
like they start out,
they're
fake friends because they want the photo op, and then they don't get it, and rather than be like, okay, no, I understand you're no, it's like so. No, I'm not Team Steve. What about you guys? I've hogged the mic. Lala, are you Team Steve?
I don't condone anybody rolling up on someone at dinner and backhanding them twice. I don't care who you are.
So Roxy's the only one here, Team Steve.
I'm not Team Steve, but I'm certainly not Team Harvey. And
I'm not saying you are, but you're Team Steve.
I completely support him yelling that he's a
I think that
but he went up at first for the. Hey, buddy, I love your movies. Can I get a picture?
Do you think if he got the picture, he would have sat down and not done the slap?
Yes,
the slap was only because he didn't get the picture.
It would have been all about getting that picture out.
Harvey Weinstein should not be out at restaurants right now.
I agree.
Period.
You're
He
right.
should live in a cave.
He should get McDonald's.
It's Scottsdale. They'll let anybody eat out there. It's
I'm
fine.
wondering why he didn't purchase his own island and just chill for a minute.
Well, I
That's
think,
what I
but
would
by the way,
Order in every meal if you can't cook, but do not go out to a public restaurant right now, you moron.
Yeah, no,
don't do that.
And I think, and Randall will tell you this too. I don't know. I wonder how well off he is, to be honest, right now.
Yeah, after all.
And I would think he'd be, if he's smart, and he's a lot smarter than me, he's getting his money out of his name as fast as he can.
Quickly.
Yeah, because they're coming for him.
The articles that I was reading
time.
kind of led me to believe that he's not running out, but he's going through it fast. And obviously he just did this divorce settlement that was between $15 and $20 million as well. So a lot of money is going out the door between legal fees, his sober coach, and his divorce.
Kev, what do you think, like 3,000 left?
Yeah, he's probably about like 22.5 in the bank.
Yeah,
150 bucks. No, he's fine. Well, he'll have residual income from his projects, but he doesn't
Everyone's like, he's going broke. He only has $50 million left.
Well, I don't think it's 50 mil. I bet you it's less than that. I really do. But yeah, I mean, I know you're Team Steve. I'm not Team Steve on this one. Normally, I'd be Team Steve.
Logan, Steve, bring them all to me. Taking them all in my corner.
Logan gonna lose.
Come out fighting. Release the dogs on Trump.
Yeah.
Release Roxy's dogs.
On Trump? She does. She lets him out on Trump.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Lauren, what else we got?
James Franco has been accused of sexual assault, Kev.
Ooh.
So he had a big night at the Golden Globes, one big for the Disaster Artist, but after that, a few women came out on Twitter, actually 5 women.
I was just cheering for him to get to the Oscars. I knew it was going to happen to him.
Yeah.
But it was like we were running out of time on the clock.
I told you this one
The
like
rumors,
a month and a half ago.
They've been going around for a while, at least within Hollywood. But 5 women have been accusing him of sexual assault. Many of them are his students. People accusing him of making them do nude scenes in class and then putting them on even porn sites. Some people said they took off the protective gear that they had during an orgy scene, and then he pretended like he was going down on them. But there was no protective covering, so a lot of people were put in precarious situations, allegedly. And
that he pushed their heads down to try to get them to give the blowy, that they did give the blowy.
Wait, but in a good way?
But in a
great way, actually.
You know what this sounds like to me, Kevin?
I mean, I would.
Lala, here's
I
the
would
thing
give
on the Tomorrow
James
Show.
Franco Lala for sure.
Really?
Oh yeah. If I was single
now, after this,
no. But
you know, this all sounds like perfectly acceptable pre-99 behavior.
Yeah, so
before 99.
No, so before 99, it would have been okay. It would have been fine. Wait, when you say when he forced them down, like, did they actually perform the act of fellatio?
Yes. Yeah. But they're saying he forced, and I felt uncomfortable. I should have asked him to leave, but I couldn't figure out how to.
All right, as women, what do you think? Do you think they're telling the truth, or is this an after the fact?
I've heard about James Franco for years. I have known this about James Franco for a long time. I think that this is 5 of the first 20 that come out, and yeah, he's a huge one. I think that even if a couple of them may be saying now are coming out saying he forced me to give him head, and it was more mutual. Who knows? But he definitely is a mofo.
I'm always on the side of the chick or the victim because I don't like when people tell me how I'm feeling, so I'm not going to tell you how you're feeling. If you felt uncomfortable, I'm never going to be like, but you gave him head still.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
Yeah.
She felt uncomfortable. She did something she didn't want to do because of what you said to her. So fuck you, kind of.
Do you think, Lala, do you think that this hurts him, like career-wise, or is he?
Absolutely. Are you kidding? Women run everything right now, and I love every second of it.
So how badly do you think it actually hurts him?
I mean, it depends. Because I feel like so many people are coming out, we don't have time to process anybody who's being, I don't want to even say targeted, but anybody who's been put on blast. So it's like, I can't even keep up anymore. You know?
No,
I really can't.
I was a little bummed over the holidays because I was like, Maria, is it over? She's no, Kev. They're recharging. It's coming. I'm like, oh, great.
Well, award season.
No, who doesn't
Award
love
season.
this? Isn't this amazing?
Everyone's terrified. Anyone who has a PP and lives in Hollywood is terrified.
So scared.
You know, they don't want anything out there, and I don't blame them. But at the same time, it's like.
So I'll ask everyone here. So with Franco, I mean, this was supposed to, I mean, he's been an indie filmmaker for a long time, and he made a lot of like crappy, like, so like to get to this place where he makes this, to me it was the second best film of the year. I Tonya was my favorite.
I Tonya's great.
Right.
Did you see Molly's Game? Just a quick question.
Wait to see
I haven't yet.
It's on
I've
the
heard
list.
mixed things.
Gotta see it.
Yeah,
Gotta
okay,
see it.
all right.
Okay.
But now I just wonder, does it affect him in that way it's affected Kevin Spacey?
And he's an interesting one, Kevin, because his team is different than Harvey's team where people work with him on different times. Like, everybody associates a group of 10 people with James Franco. And now, do we look at all of them and say, which of you motherfuckers were in on this? Is his brother Dave affected by this? Is Seth affected by this? I mean, it's not just him.
Ooh, that's it. I didn't even think about that.
And I'm not saying any of them have done anything. I don't know. I'm just saying that.
No, but it's that, like,
a guilt by association.
Yeah. Birds of a feather.
Exactly.
I mean, did you guys watch the other night when he was on? Was Colbert?
Steve Colbert.
Yeah. Did you watch
I did, and it was actually, I felt sad for him. But
I did too.
It was strange.
I'm sorry, I didn't know what happened.
It was strange. He said, look, in my life, I pride myself on taking responsibility for things that I've done. I have to do that to maintain my well-being. The things that I heard that were on Twitter are not accurate, but I completely support people coming out and being able to have a voice because they didn't have a voice for so long, so I don't want to shut them down in any way. If I've done something wrong, I will fix it. I have to.
Put it.
So for me, he seemed very defeated. I don't think, which obviously
And he canceled his press.
He canceled all press.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Which is what you do when you're on the Louis path.
But it was interesting that he still did this one. And he could have very easily said, I'm declining any.
Well, you got to pick your one. You usually pick your one, and Colbert's #1 in late night. And he's also very serious. So, you go on Colbert, you do your thing, and now it's like that Louis thing. Like, I've said enough, now I'm going to back away and listen.
And a few girls had come out on Twitter and said that he called them apologizing recently, like basically trying to do some damage control is what they made it seem like. So maybe in his own way he's trying to make good, but yeah, I think he's definitely...
Kevin, let me ask you, if he is nominated for an Oscar, do you think that there's any way he could win?
Oh,
or would they
I think
pull the nomination?
I think the question's the other way.
Could he even be nominated?
Well, will it affect him not winning? Because he's definitely in contention. The film's amazing. He's amazing.
He just
in the
won
film.
the Globe.
I don't think
But
they
the
can
Globe
allow
is
it.
usually right. But isn't there like the jinx where you win the Globe and you don't win the
Yeah,
Oscar?
a
right?
lot of
Isn't there a
times that's what they
formula?
say happens. Yeah.
So he's already maybe just traditionally he's out of the Oscar picture because
Right.
of the Globes, right? Isn't that usually?
Well, I also didn't think just because I don't think he actually can be. At this point, everybody else will get shit who nominates him and who allows him to win. I mean, I don't think you can even take it serious if he
Well,
wins
at the
this
same
point.
time, though, Gary Oldman won for the Globes, and people aren't talking about this as much, but he was accused of beating his wife with a phone in front of his kids.
Before '99.
Not sure.
And it's his
after
wife.
99.
You know, it's his wife.
I don't know if
There's a
that's-
little
I know
leeway
what you're
there.
saying, but I feel like it's a little bit different.
It is different. It's
you know, but
sexual
I know
assault
what
on
you're
many
saying.
women
Yeah,
as
yeah,
opposed
right.
to, I mean, this is a crazy thing, but like, how hard did you hit her with the phone?
I know.
Like, I don't know if it's like,
Did she
here's your
deserve
phone.
it? There's a lot of questions.
Right? It's such like a sticky, weird situation, and to even comment on it, you're like, where's the boundary? What can I actually say?
But
What
at least
opinion-
we're women talking about it. Imagine
Yeah.
being these motherfuckers talking
No,
about it.
Well,
But I
we've been
think-
talking about it for 10,000 years, and we've done great. So look, we'll handle
I know.
everything. You guys, listen, we got this.
Before
the
'99,
goal
everything
is,
was
though,
ours.
It was
is
fine.
To sit here and I'm proud of every single woman that feels like they were done wrong, and they're now feeling like I can say this without being shamed for it. And now it's given us a chance to show girls who are younger where it's like, you don't have to deal with this. Look at where it's very
we're-
sad,
okay,
but
Lala,
also incredible at
Give
the same
advice.
time.
Okay, to us guys, where do we go now? Do we go to the strip joint? Like, do we get escorts? Like, what happens to us?
You
Don't
maybe
be
get
rich
laid
and
off?
don't be well known. If you're gonna
Done
slap someone's
and
ass
done.
at a
Thank you,
bar.
Lala.
I'm telling. I feel bad for just men in general, because it's like they are scared. I was in New York, and my driver was like, I don't want you to feel uncomfortable, but I wanted to tell you look very pretty tonight. And I'm like,
Oh, take his head off.
Thank-
Nope. I want his license. Absolutely.
Time's
But
up
it
on that
is sad.
motherfucker.
I need his name. Never
I
mind.
loved him.
And even the new generation of men, like boys that are becoming men, like I feel like it's going to be completely different because like puberty's hitting them and they're just thinking with their dick at all times.
I always say, I don't want to be here anymore. It's
Yeah.
too much. It's too.
I'm going to
complex
encourage
now.
my son to be gay so he doesn't have to deal with any of this.
Yeah, but still,
If someone
That's a
started
lot.
jacking off in front of me into a plant, I would record it and be like, "You just made my night
Okay,
and
no,
a
no.
bunch of my friends' night.
Again.
I'm gonna go get stoned and make fun
Hard.
of you."
I mean, no, but when we have that, it's like
You're
if that-
strong. You're very strong, though. You know, if you
But I
weren't
want
that kind
all-
of woman, then maybe you wouldn't do that. Maybe you'd cry and go into a corner for years about it.
Right. So who's to say? That's where it comes down to when people sit there and they're like, "Well, they shouldn't have gone there." It's like, who are you to say what
Right.
someone should have done and what they shouldn't have done?
Right.
We're
You
all
can't
different
say.
here.
All right, Lauren. What else?
Michelle Williams, she got paid 1% of what Mark Wahlberg made for reshoots recently for that film
saw
you were
this.
talking about, All the Money in the World. Kev, I know you have a take on this, and I'm really interested to hear what you have
well,
to say.
Mark is fellow Boston, and I love me some Wahlbergs. And Randy is like super tight. Randall Emmett is super like besties with Mark. So this isn't about Mark. It's like Mark, knowing Mark, because he's such a smart businessman, was like, "You want me to go and do a reshoot?" And I think he's smart enough to know that it was a great film, but it wasn't his film.
Right.
To me, that film was Michelle's, and the kid was great in it too.
Christopher Plummer is too.
And Christopher Plummer.
Yeah.
He's always.
Which, by the way, whoever, on a side note, tell me the universe doesn't love that filmmaker and everyone involved to give them the blessing of all blessings to remove Kevin Spacey and bring up his picture with all the stupid prosthetics where he looked ridiculous.
Please show me.
And he gets knocked
And also,
out
it's
of
just
this.
wrong for the role, honestly.
Yes, it's like just dumb producers being greedy, like, oh God, and we'll get Kevin Spacey too.
He
like,
looks like the Kentucky Fried Chicken dude.
you know,
Colonel Sanders.
You didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't.
Right?
You didn't need him in this.
Wow.
You had Mark and Michelle Williams. You needed just a fine actor, which of course Christopher Plummer is. But I'm saying if you're Mark, you kind of know it's okay. So it's not necessarily my film. I got you now, Hollywood, and what are you going to pay me to get there? So I think Mark is fine.
And who knows, Kevin, if Mark is even the one who initiated it, or if WME initiated it,
Of course.
knowing that
No,
they had a Mark Wahlberg.
It's just people who know to say, listen, you want Mark in 2 weeks where he's got 80,000 things going on. So that's the one side of it. The other side is, with Michelle Williams, it's really tough, that disparity, because this is a girl has proven herself on, My Week with Marilyn.
She's amazing.
Right?
Blue Valentine.
And she really carries the movie. It's her
Manchester
movie.
by the Sea.
But that can also work on the flip.
Right? She was in it.
She was, yeah.
So that can work on the flip because it's her movie and she needs this more than Mark does. I think.
Why do you think she needs it more? I'm just
because
interested in what you say.
Well, Mark's got a more diverse slate. Number one. Number two, it wasn't Mark's movie. This movie is Christopher Plummer and Michelle's movie. So she's more emotionally invested. If I'm managing her like Maria, I'm like, get your ass over there because there could be an Oscar in this for you.
And she's a 4-time Oscar nominee.
That's what I mean. So it's like, so
nominated.
if I'm her, I'm going, get over there and let's make the greatest film we can. Everything will work out in the long run. So, but does that mean, if you're the producers, that it's right for you to prey on that? To prey on, oh shit, Mark's going to spy the balls.
Also,
We
not
gotta
just
pay
that,
him.
Kevin, but the fact that women are more susceptible to being understanding about things like, hey, this guy sexually assaulted people, so we're all coming back to do reshoots.
There's far less opportunities. It's thought of to so much more easily replace them. I mean, look at, Mira Sorvino, has been a friend of ours, been on the show, and how Bad Santa, she's out. Bad Santa still works,
right?
With a star that's not nearly as big as Mira, and that's just how it goes. So, but Michelle has them a little bit by the balls because the movie still revolves around her. But who knows? Most women are beaten down, or
they're proving they can do reshoots. She probably was scared. Like, how many reshoots can you do?
And remember, like, these negotiators. Good for you to know this, Lala, too. And I say it all the time. Every time I get into negotiations with them, I'm like, most of these guys who negotiate, this is what I'm like, Maria, they do this for a living. And I will do you one better. Most of their fathers aren't ditch diggers or firefighters or janitors who don't speak English like our fathers are.
Right.
Okay? Most of them are like, their fathers are lawyers and negotiators. So they've forgotten more than we'll ever know. So don't ever think we can think 5 steps ahead of these guys.
Right.
Because we can't. So they're just amazing at what they do. So they know how to feel. Oh, shit, Mark's Boston guy, street smart. Fuck.
Right.
He's got us. Her, they probably, we smell some weakness, and, they jump on it.
Has she commented?
Yeah.
What did she say? Because it's terrible. It's disgusting, actually.
She said that they asked her to come back for free, and that everybody was doing it, just making per diem. It was up to like $1,000 for the whole shoot, and that she was thrilled to do it because of what the cause was, and she was happy to play along.
There you go.
And there we go.
And there you go.
I
haven't seen her say anything. I haven't seen her say anything about specifically Wahlberg and whether she's upset with. But she just said why she came back.
Mark's just doing business for Mark.
I don't think she ever would express if she was upset about something like that. She just, to me, seems like a very humble. I'm here for the art. I'm here.
She's a true actor.
Yes.
Yeah,
and anything that isn't relevant to
Still
that, she's
right.
going to take that out behind closed doors.
Yeah.
But her reps are supposed to say, all sounds great.
Not happening.
Michelle's really into it. She wants this to happen. But we have so many other things going on. We just have to make it right. That's all you have to say.
Right. Well,
And then if
both
the
have the same
conversation,
agency.
but then the conversation goes a little further, you say,
Right.
what's Mark getting paid? Just curious. And again, you just come from a good place, and you have to get them to see your side. They do come from the same agency, but again, it all depends. Like, I'm like Mark, so I'm a Boston guy. We're fighters, so we're born fighters, whether it's with our fists or our mouths. So Maria says all the time, she Kevin, like, thank God, like, you were always the one who's like, no, like. And by the way, I'm the most easygoing guy with money. I probably would have done what Michelle did. I think halfway. I think there was definitely 6 figures I would have gotten out of them, not 7. But there was guys, we wanted to work, but come on. You can't, Michelle's a bigger role in the movie too, on top of it. And then, like you said, Rox, 4-time Oscar nominee. Like, come on, guys.
She's a huge star.
But you know what?
She's incredible.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, It's good we're talking about it. It's good everyone's talking about it because I think the chance of it happening now again gets seriously reduced.
I would think it would have been reduced already. Just the fact that
You
everything
would
is
think,
being
but
looked at.
no. Listen, they know how to sneak things by the goalie. It's after the fact.
Apparently not well enough.
Yeah, but no, it's after the fact. After the fact, rocks. It's not gonna. The movie's gonna make the money it needed to make. It's gonna get the awards it needs
You
to
don't
make.
think she gets paid more now from this specific movie?
She does. Yeah, she does from that. But I'm saying
You do
the
think
people
so?
who committed the. Well, I just think everybody gets treated more fairly. But I think that all the parties who are guilty, that rats from a burning building. That's what I'm saying. Like, so they wouldn't be affected 3 weeks ago.
No, but I mean, do you think that the movie now decides with the profits to pay her more money and make a statement?
No,
I think that's all done
no.
beforehand.
Because what I'm trying to say is, Rox,
They could pay her
I would
after.
think.
There's no. Where's the culpability? Where is unless we can blame one guy.
Which you can't. 'cause
That's
it's
what I'm
not
saying.
just
No,
one
no, it's the word. Everyone, again, rats from a burning building. Everyone just runs and scatters, so there's no one who's culpable. Are you really going to go, well, I'm never going to see a Fox Searchlight, whoever made the movie again? No. So, no.
There's
no,
just
it's
too-
not. By
there's
the way,
too
Rox,
many
I'm surprised
people
at you. There's no
involved.
Santa Claus. I always have to tell people this. There's no Santa who's going to come down. No, I'm here, of course, to give you your extra money.
There's not?
No.
I'm pissed.
No.
Hashtag pissed.
He's not coming.
Who brought me my Range Rover?
Well,
Santa Claus. He drove it from the North Pole.
you
He
have a
did.
big audience.
Ooh, good tires
you
on
have
that
to
thing.
teach people the truth. Unfortunately, there is no Santa because we guys think like, oh, they'll do the right. No, they will not do the right thing. Unfortunately, it's not to say the world is evil. It just is what it is.
I love that saying.
It is what it is. And these guys,
So great.
these guys and women who are the executives, they are just trained at negotiation and expert level negotiation, and they just know how they read us like open books. And so
When
really
you've seen how long it takes to get a movie made, to get the funding, and then there's just too much that goes into it. There's not one guy that you can be like, you're the one to blame
so
for
that's
Michelle
what I'm
Williams
saying.
not making.
So they won, and now they scatter. But I do think that it opens up the conversation too.
Well, yeah.
For the-
So Judd Apatow
Kev,
and Jessica
in the
Chastain
aftermath,
tweeted.
do you think she should fire her reps for not finding out that he was getting paid that
Okay,
and not
she's
getting her money?
WME.
That's what it
They
says.
both are.
Yeah,
both
I
are.
mean, those guys. By the way, those guys are the mob too, and Randall will tell you that. But I tell them right to their face, they're the mob. And I just say, but like the mob, you pay the vig.
Yeah.
There's a vig, you pay it. We all know in the neighborhood, Ash, we pay for our protection. So I write a big fat check every month to WME. It's fine. I'm happy to pay up. I
Right.
pay my respects to the bosses, but you have to be concerned because if you're her, you can't now just go rogue on them.
No.
And if the envelope's light one month, they're going to know, and they're going to talk to you about it.
But you can have a conversation with them and say, guys, one slip by the goalie, I get it, but this isn't going to happen
Do
again.
you think she gets a phone call from CAA this week?
Oh, shit.
I think if CAA and UTA are smart, yeah, you move in and go, guess what? We don't do that here. We'll do X, Y. Yeah, of course. But again,
Ooh, Roxy.
but again,
bringing the big
Claws
guns
out,
out.
but
I love
but
it.
but that kind of switch is always hard, and I have to say, out of having been at all the agencies, whores that we are here, I think WME is the best because they're the most diverse.
Right.
They've been the ones who've served like literary, books and speaking engagements and movies, and where CAA was always movies. WME is everything, and I think you need to be everything today, which is why Wahlberg's there, which is why The Rock is there, I think, and Kevin Hart, the people that
Lala Kent. You're
Lala
right.
Kent is there. Randall Emmett is there.
You're right, though. They're all across the board.
But it's
they're like the ones you
but there's a
wanna be with.
conversation where I get it, guys. I get like we all kind of let this one slip by, but this is going to be the last one. That's the
That's
conversation.
all we can ask for, I
But
feel,
that's why,
right?
you know what? They all need a Jew, Lauren.
Big time.
I go in and I do it all the time.
He's the number one Jew in town.
I go in and I say all the time to them, guys, listen, it's all good. Just a few minor adjustments.
It's so great, right?
Just a few minor adjustments.
But like you go in and say it like that, but
Absolutely.
really you're letting them know like this is not
No,
negotiable.
I'm being, but I'm also being like decent and genuine. But I'm
Yes.
letting them know, like, okay, that's it now. Like
That's how you get the job
you
done.
got
Kev.
you got your one in, and that's fine. I'm good with it. That's part of business. But moving forward, if we're gonna do business together, no, this is how we do. This is how we do it. That's how, and you're gonna make more money too. So.
And we all like more money.
That's right. Mike, what is that? Make it rain. Lauren,
Making
anything
it
else?
rain.
There was a fun story about Celine Dion. She handled a drunk person from her concert who came on stage, and she did it with a lot of love and integrity and grace. The woman actually went as far as to hump her. And she was just like
nice.
really sweet, and she was pretty much namaste, nothing but love and light toward this woman. So it was a moment of Canadian kindness.
Was it on video?
Yes.
Yeah, do you want to see it?
Yeah, I would love to see
4
it.
minutes of it, and security trying to get her off stage, and Celine being like, "It's okay.
It's okay. No,
she can
she's
keep
my
pumping
friend.
me.
You know, it's
She's
so
my friend."
She's a really gentle.
Lauren, way to save the best for last, girl.
You know,
I love
you gotta
me
have a little
Celine Dion.
Celine in your life. So here we go.
I'm glad you came up on stage tonight.
I'm just really joking.
I'm glad that I thought you just wanted to come closer to me. But you know what? I'm glad you came closer to me.
Oh my God.
It's a little twerking.
Yep. Security comes on with the suit. Right this way, miss.
Yes. Okay, Olivier, you can leave her hand, but stay with her.
No, look at
because
the face.
look at
She's
me.
got the drunk puss. See the
We're all
puss?
gonna pray. Give me your hand, though. Don't touch me.
Honey, the puss.
What the?
No.
She needs to say,
This
like,
is
that's
no
not-
good.
Oh no, they're my friends. Look at me in the eyes. Do you see my heart?
You drunken pig.
Because it will go on.
That's
All right,
what I want to hear.
here we go. Here's
You know what?
the poison dart.
We're gonna pray. This is 2018. 2018.
Poison dart right in the ass.
2018. We're gonna make a change for your baby. Is that good? You know what?
She's
We got
pregnant?
something
No.
in common.
For you,
Just
We
baby.
got
fat.
babies that we love.
Oh.
We're gonna fight for them, and we're wearing gold.
Wow, how great is
That's a
Celine?
sign.
Talking her up.
Is she drunk
Are
and
you ready to
pregnant?
party
Talking
with me?
her
not
up. Look at
pregnant.
talking this
Are you ready
slob
to party
off
with
the
me
roof.
tonight?
Oh, now get her out. Now get her out.
They're going to help. No, they just want to help you.
They
out.
wanna help
okay,
you.
Okay, get out. I'm going to help you. Come. I'm going to help you, babe. Come.
Yep.
I love
Because
you.
there's
Come on.
80,000 people who paid to see me.
I love you
And not
most.
you slob.
I love you. Most.
Can you imagine waking up the
All right,
next
pause,
morning and
pause,
seeing
pause.
yourself on there?
Okay, see.
I would be mortified.
She just
Wait,
needed
but
to
you-
let her go.
You
Go ahead,
need to
Lauren.
see the most amazing thing
Oh,
that
there's
happens.
more?
Yeah, there's more.
Yeah.
Again,
Wow.
just narcissism from an addict.
I feel like
Go
it's the
ahead.
proudest moment of her life
Thank
for
you
her.
so much. But
Oh, you know it is.
You promise me you'll be careful?
She's gonna have
Oh,
parties to show this to people.
Shuffling off to Buffalo.
Can
See?
be careful, don't hurt yourself.
See, shuffling her
she's
right
good,
off.
She's good, she's good.
She fell.
She's good.
Oh, Celine falls too.
Celine. She gets down to show it's okay. How many people in that moment are worried Celine's had a heart attack?
She's amazing, huh?
Also, who gets wasted at a Celine concert? Weird move.
I mean, that's the only way I could sit through it.
Look, I don't give a heck. I don't know where I am. Well, please stay with me. But you know what? Some people go through a lot.
Yeah, she got overserved. That's what we
And
say.
some people
See?
need to
Lauren,
talk.
she's saying it. Right.
Yep.
And I want to say thank you to all of you.
Even those who
Because
get
for
overserved.
maybe 5 minutes, we had given this lady a moment to talk.
She
had her
to
moment.
hump you like
We heard you well.
We heard you, you drunk.
Look how hot
And
her
gentlemen,
body is.
thank you so much.
Can I say that?
You have done what
You
were
can, but I
supposed to
can't.
do. I appreciate it very, very much.
she's so sensitive. It's crazy.
Yeah, she's a great lady.
Wow.
I
Is
think
that
it
it,
was
Lauren? Am I
important.
out?
Thank you so much.
You're
for
out,
your
Kev.
patience.
This is about it for Celine tonight.
Celine's amazing. Thumbs down to the fan, though. Sorry.
Barbara.
If
Barbara sucks.
Yeah, you could just not.
All
I
right,
don't know. All right,
Kevin.
go ahead, Rox. Tell me
No.
how she was amazing.
No,
Go
that's
ahead.
not-
She had a lot of courage.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
have a question for you. Career advice for Barbara the next day. What should she do the next
I
day?
don't want to give her
What's
career
her,
advice.
give
You
her
gotta-
her brand,
No,
Kev.
what? No,
What's
this
her
no.
brand?
Her whole thing's she's gonna be rewarded for this. Like she's the greatest. Oh, isn't she so gutsy?
I want to
She's
book her on the show.
she's amazing
Yeah.
to the how she was with the security guards.
Do you think
and-
she should try to get on Kimmel, make some calls, see what she can do?
Oh, I hope
don't-
not. No one would
I'm-
watch.
wow.
Ellen.
I'll watch Celine talk about it though.
Here's the
Me
thing.
too.
I give you just when they get that close, you just never know.
Yeah, sure.
And when you think of Selena, you guys too young to remember?
No, Selena, the singer.
You know what I mean?
Wait, there's a movie about
you
her.
just never know. And I think in that moment, again, it all goes back to wrestling. There's a guy, Ric Flair. He knows how to handle this. So she did the right thing. You have to play. Yeah, you have to play the good guy. Like, no, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Wink, wink.
Well,
as
she
the
was kind
guys,
of getting pushing the security
she was
guards
because
away,
she's
right?
super nice. But the way to do
No,
it
but
is,
the woman.
of course she was, because
like,
she's
"Get away from me."
horrible. So needed to be grabbed, and it's like, no, don't do that. Oh. And no, you have to play the scene where you want her. No, you don't have to grab her like that. No. Is that really necessary? Is that?
Does she really have a say, though?
Now
Does
get the
Selena
fuck
actually
off
have a
the
say when
stage.
she says don't?
You know, of course she does.
She really does. Okay.
Selena has the say. You know, I've seen George
Really?
Lopez. You ever see George Lopez live? And
I love him.
And he's amazing. Like, he had a bunch of hecklers, and he was like, in the middle of the show, he just stopped, and he was like, okay, you guys, honestly, he tells the security, we're going to have a talk after the show. We have to straighten stuff out here. He's like, up there, the first 4 seats up to the left, I can't do the show. And next thing you know, out came the bodyguards, and they're like, the guys the hecklers are giving George a finger, and he's like, yeah, okay, beat it.
I can see in that sense, but in the opposite sense where she's saying it's okay, I'm safe, and they don't think she's safe, can they still step in and overwrite
because
what
she
says, in a
didn't
sense?
play the scene correctly. She was genuinely saying, no, I'm good, I've got it, and it all worked out this time. But if that's my wife, that's Maria.
But don't you think after that she had a conversation and was like, how did this woman get on stage? That's
I don't think so,
the
because
first
she's
thing.
so
Definitely.
sweet and decent. You think she?
Oh, yeah.
You think she said, guys?
I think
what's
she
up?"
said, what the fuck happened?
I hope she did.
Yeah.
There's no way she did.
I think she was like, thank God
Yeah,
it was
somebody
this
was
drunk
sleeping.
woman.
Right.
Yeah, and somebody was sleeping at the wheel. Absolutely.
You know
Well,
what?
hopefully her people are. She's not even getting to the team because it's like, no, people are being fired.
Kevin, do you think she enjoyed getting her fucking gorgeous $1 million dress humped by a fucking sloppy woman who's wearing
No.
jeans and high boots, which
No.
is not a cute combo?
No, but if you know Celine Dion, she's a very compassionate person. She's very empathetic. She feels very blessed to have what she has.
Totally.
And what she said was basically, if you speak celebrity, she was saying, look at this slob loser, and
Yeah.
we've all been there in life. Let's not judge her. And do you know what I'm saying? So I really,
She knew people
she's
were
such a
taping her,
good
right.
person. I just remember her reactions after Katrina and whatever. Like, so I'm not sure.
Did you meet her? Did you say?
I've met her a couple
Well,
times. but
her
just-
husband was her manager, but weren't they together since she was 12 years old or something, like
Yeah.
13, and he recently passed. But I feel like he probably was handling a lot of this stuff that she's now doing on her own.
Maybe. But
Someone
somebody
definitely was
somebody
spoken
was
to
well,
after that.
well,
Yeah.
needs to be because
no matter
again,
how nice you
it
are.
all worked out.
Right.
But you know, you never again the Harvey Weinstein thing. They start out nice. That lady could have taken such a turn. Like, I was a fan of yours. I bought your first album. I made you, and then a punch or a this or
Yeah,
that.
I mean, really.
You never know. Like, so you know what?
Could have something in her pocket. Could
Note
have
to
stabbed
security.
her, God forbid.
Never let
like,
them on stage. And then when they
No.
get there, you pull them away. And then note to celebrity is you have to play the scene of like, no, don't be rough. No, it's okay. No, honestly. Oh, okay.
I wouldn't
well.
have done that. I would have been like, get the fuck away from me.
Okay, again, millennials. So, and you would have been applauded for that too. But anyway, oh my goodness, what the hell have we learned this time around? We've learned a lot about Lala, Ken. Right? We learned a lot about Vanderpump
You're
Rules.
welcome.
We learned you're not voting for Trump. What celebrity would? Okay, what do you think about Oprah running?
Oh my God, I was just going to say, go Oprah Winfrey, right?
You'll vote?
Of course.
Would you campaign?
For Oprah, I would do anything. Yeah, definitely. I feel like, first of all, we need a woman.
We definitely need a bitch in there.
We
Just
need
saying.
a bitch.
Seriously, need a biatch.
And on top of that, we need a gangster bitch, which is Oprah Winfrey.
GB.
I mean, she's running basically America, but it's like her own business. So I'm cool with it. And I don't know if you saw, who was it? It was someone that was on Watch What Happens Live, and they were talking about how Andy Cohen said, but Oprah doesn't have any like political background. And it's like, well, nor does Trump.
Yeah, but he's not doing a good job.
A horrible job. At least let's put someone in who might do a great job. You know, if we're really going to go there, let's fucking go there with Oprah Winfrey.
Okay, Oprah runs against The Rock, which could happen. You still vote Oprah.
always. The Rock. Come on, I can't deal. All I want to see is The Rock shirtless acting like he's beating people up.
I think Rock will make a better president than her.
Really? I'm shocked.
Because he's younger, and he's a harder worker right now. And you don't think so? Why do you say that?
Because it's kind of like what you say about people who wake up and work out that much every day. It just, like...
But he looks at it as part of his business and his brand.
Yeah, I guess. I think that Oprah...
Again, here's the thing. It was the same with Trump. Can any of these people, you guys, take that focus that they put on their own brand and then turn that over? You have to put all that focus onto something else.
I think she could do it.
Well, again, I talked about in the last show, the problem we're going to have with her is, will she make the unpopular decisions? Because this is a polarizing job.
You think The Rock would?
I would personally like John Huntsman to be our president.
I think The Rock, because he's a guy, gets a pass, Rocks, as a movie star, where he can make unpopular decisions and still be okay. Whereas a woman, it's harder to make the unpopular decisions and be... and so I don't know if she risks... She's Mother Teresa. Like, she's in our country. Like, she is an entity that we'll talk about 1,000 years from now. I don't know if she wants to risk that. Because as a president, you're going to have people hate you.
Right.
And be totally against you. And to be a good president, you've got to make unpopular decisions. If she just makes decisions that make her more popular, that's not going to be good for the country. Part of leadership is making unpopular decisions. So can either of them make it? I feel like he would, because a guy gets a pass more than a girl. But as I speak out loud about this, he still enjoys being The Rock and being beloved, and his brand, it's based on being beloved. So it's got to be someone who gets in there and goes, okay, I know you're going to hate me, but we have to make these cuts. Can't we just
go back to people running for president that were never a part of reality TV shows or movies? Like, let's go back to what we know.
I know, well,
politicians becoming president.
The problem is,
you said you'd vote for John Huntsman, and that fell like.
But remember, Lala,
nobody knows who he is. Nobody really likes him.
I'm from Utah.
But everybody knows who these people are. I think people want more celebrities now than they want somebody.
Makes me
John
sad.
Huntsman's so qualified, but he's very vanilla. He's somebody who he'll president because he is.
No, I was the one who wanted disruption, and now I'm like not so sure again. Now I'm like, okay, I'm spooked, and I think we got to go back to the corrupt politicians who knew how to play the game and get ones that are just a little bit more decent. But God, Lala, is there anything else? My goodness, that we can throw at you? Kim Kardashian for president.
Fuck that.
No.
I just want... Hell no.
Yeah, is there any crossover between Vanderpump and the Kardashians?
Not one bit. We're not even allowed to acknowledge that there are cameras following us around. It's like we work at a restaurant.
Yeah, they're just pushing breadsticks and upselling wine bottles on the menu.
We're just hostesses and waitresses.
Do you learn the specials anymore or no?
I never had to because I'm a hostess.
A hostess.
So I just have to know that if there's 4 people, I need to look for a 4-top, and then I should put them there with 4 menus.
And that's it.
Yep.
And you're out.
I chose the easiest job.
Oh, okay, but some of the other ones are waiters. Who is the best waiter of the reality staff? Like we have to go rogue and send them down to
Brittany and Sheena.
Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, the worst? The worst ones are the best. Oh, you want to send them to Cheesecake Factory?
Yeah, who we gotta say, shit, I got I'm crowded. It's Friday night. All the guys are in. They want their dinner. We gotta get them out to their movie. Who's the best waiter from Vanderpump? Brittany.
Oh yeah, she slays the game.
Really?
She is happy. She gets you your wine. She knows the specials, and she's like all about that.
All right,
life.
who's the worst? Who's spilling water on the lap? Doesn't know the specials? Not going to do well at Cheesecake Factory.
I think Jax is the worst, but he's not a waiter. He's just a bartender. But like every time you see him mixing drinks, it's like I could do that.
He's
like,
not.
The way he does it, it's like so he doesn't give a shit. Vodka sodas for everyone.
But by the way, LA bartenders in general, again, coming from Boston where people take such pride in their work, LA bartenders in general, I feel like they're all like wannabe actors and actresses, and they're
Of
just
course.
so self-involved.
Well, that's what people in Boston want to be. Like, they love being a bartender. It's
Right.
just here temp for them. So
Yeah, it's just I'm just doing this before I
It's
get
temp,
famous.
but really it is not temp. It's
Exactly.
real life until you move back to Iowa and then
Right.
find your wife and kids or whatever.
picket fence.
Yeah. You guys are so fun.
You're so fun. girl.
Listen, Lala, we're as fun as our guests are. We've had some fun. You know what? I think we need to bring back the non-fun guests. Our first guest was not very
She was
fun.
not fun at all. That was a very
Farrah
sad
Abraham
day.
we had on.
Oh, you're just gonna say it right out.
But
Yeah.
she was blowing.
She
was
did
blowing.
not
She had a
like
song.
She's a blast.
me.
She was-
Oh boy.
What is blowing? She was.
She had a
Oh.
song. No, she didn't blow anyone. She has a
might-
song called
Wait,
Blowing.
do you mind stepping out of the outro queue of songs and just bringing in a little blowing for
Wow,
Lala,
she
who's
really
also a
hated
singer?
me.
Oh,
What's
she
that?
still hates you.
Remember, she just really disliked me.
Hated
It was
you.
very uncomfortable.
She hated other people. I won't say who, but
Oh,
she
you-
hates everyone. She just wants to be there with her big tits and her asshole, and that's
But it was
I
weird
love
because I
her
feel
big
like
tits. It's
I,
nice.
I
Her
don't,
asshole,
I don't
see?
mind people
Yeah.
who want to be there for
Oh.
their tits and their booty. Like, I'm fine with that. So I don't know why she would have a. I don't know.
I love
I
this
just rubbed
song.
her the wrong way, I guess. I actually do like
Kev,
this
if
song.
you guys had had the traditional wedding, you know, in the church and everything, this would have been.
Oh
through
my
the
God!
sound
No, no,
system,
this is
right?
gonna be.
Yeah.
Listen, when we finally throw the wedding party,
Yeah.
Marie and I are dancing to this for sure.
Faux show.
Peace, bitches. So this is blowing. Zach, have you ever heard this?
No.
It's amazing, right?
It is everything that I would want from a Farrah Abraham music video.
And by the
true.
way, no auto tune. This is her.
wow.
Because we heard the
authentic.
raw tapes. Right, Lauren?
Oh yeah, very raw.
As we used to say as children, is today opposite day?
Oh.
It's like a really bad car accident with a lot of deaths.
It's actually my favorite. It's so rude.
Why
to
am I
say.
the only one who likes this?
I love it.
I'm dancing.
Right?
Hell yeah.
Lala, it's like a car accident, but the
I'll
car
never
was,
forget the
car
first
was
day
only
I
filled
called
with
her and
babies
booked her for the
kittens.
show.
think
One
we
of the
got-
best days of my life.
We need her back.
I'll bring her back.
Yeah.
I have her phone number.
So bad.
Let's give her a second shot. We need her
Why
back
not?
on the Tomorrow
You know,
Show.
episode 200 is only a couple months away. What a better way to
I
commemorate
don't
it than
see
that.
a better one. Lala, come that night.
Can I really?
Yeah, absolutely. Come and
coming.
put on
Yes.
the costume, uniform, and
Yeah.
and help us with Farrah.
Please.
Don't play me, Kevin, because I'll be here.
No,
No,
we
you
will.
will.
No, we'll come.
In
Come.
my yellow
Your
Tomorrow Show
captain's
fit.
uniform.
Yep.
Yes.
As we say in Boston, uniform.
Uniform.
Well, as I said, we can go back to the outro. Lala, it's at Lala Kent on Instagram at Lala_Kent. And who's Kent? What's the other guy's name?
Or something.
Kent Goy?
Kent
Kent
Go.
Go.
Kent
Oh,
Go.
Kent Go. Sorry.
Kent Go. Did you guys find him on Google?
You know, there's a lot of different Kent Goes. If you
Oh.
would
Yeah, but
believe
there's
it.
only one.
I couldn't find anyone that had his signature look with the orange hair. And
I think
the
we need to
square
follow him
glasses.
from the Tomorrow Show right now.
Consider it done.
Let's do it. Get in there. We have a
I'm
new
gonna
friend.
find him.
Yep. He's
I'm hiring
Lala
a
Kent.
PI.
shop lalabeauty.com.
Yep.
And Lala, you know what? You all right. You all right.
You alright.
You're all right. You're
You
all
alright?
And,
How are we spelling that one? Double I?
I.
I?
It's usually AIGHT.
I.
You alright?
And again, I knew that, but I'm testing the millennials
Yeah,
here
I
because
speak a lot of Ebonics.
this is why the kids love me.
My
We're
IQ
already
goes
following
down and
him,
down,
Lauren.
Kev.
Juliet. He was
Oh
already
my
followed.
God, you guys are already following.
Yeah, we were already
Kent
followed
Go.
him before tonight.
Yeah, we were already into Kent Go
Did
because
it.
of you.
I was into Kent Go before it was cool, like before everybody else.
Well, now I'm obsessed, and I gotta follow Kent Go.
That will make
We
him
love
come back
you.
to Twitter.
He's so sad.
Yeah, he is a little sad,
little
right?
emo.
Zach,
But in a
what do you
good
think
way.
of Kent Go?
I think Kent Go needs to like get out of 2007 and realize we're 2018. We need to let go of the gothic, like the sad emo look, and we
No,
need to.
you just don't get
we
it.
need to
Yeah, that's right, Lauren. They don't get it.
Yeah.
It's the
What is
same.
it, Lauren? What is it?
You know,
Look
he's doing his own thing.
Love
He's an entrepreneur. He's wondering if you're serious about starting your own biz this year. I think he's an innovator. So thank you.
Oh, wait. So
every
Lauren,
post
Lauren,
is, "Do you want to
please,
start your own
please, a
business?"
little. Yeah, see, serious about starting your own business.
I am actually, and I don't know how he knew that.
Can we hit him up?
Yes.
Do you think we should click this link?
Maybe
For
not.
beauty.
Oh,
Look at.
that's it. That's gonna take it to the next level.
See, this
Go
was
ahead.
almost like
Yeah,
a
I'm gonna hit
fortune
it.
telling session.
Can we click on that and get?
Click on it.
You think I should click on
Click.
this?
Yes.
Okay.
Pop-ups.
Terminated URL.
Can't go. You're killing us.
Can't go.
Lauren, please will you do some due diligence on Google? You gotta be able to find Kent Go.
That's all he writes is the same tweet over and over again.
It's at Roxy Stryer. It's at Broadcast. Christian's doing the Trump report at AfterBuzz. What else are you doing, Christian? We already talked about your Dennis Miller show.
Yeah, we got the Blackcast, BLADTCAST, and I'll give a plug back for Red Circle Sports with Dennis Miller. Tuesdays over at Podcast One. Dennis and me talking about sports for an hour.
Talk about spots.
Spots.
Hell yeah.
At Miss Ashley Daniels. Zach, it's at Just Plain Zach.
At Just Plain Zach, that's right.
If people only knew the alter ego, we're going to get to know that very soon, my friend. A little project me and Zach Attack are working on it after Buzz. At Lauren Lagrasso. At Bonjour Juliette. What do we got Monday? Anything? Any scams?
Not yet, but you never know. Maybe people will respond to me.
Maybe Can't Go.
Maybe Can't Go will be here.
I think we'll talk to Lala. We'll get some of Lala's friends on Monday.
Oh,
Do
I
a
like
nice
that
follow.
idea.
How about that? You guys, thanks so much for tuning in. And, well, until then, what is it that we tell these good people, Christian?
Make it a better tomorrow.
That's all we're asking.
Love it.
And Baba Booey to y'all.
Oh, yes. And Baba Booey, on to you.
Thanks for tuning in to The Tomorrow Show with Kevin Undergaro. For guest bookings, questions, or comments, you can email us at info@thetomorrowshow.com. Be sure to follow us on social media and tell a friend about the show. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, your voice of tomorrow, wishing you a better one.